Welcome to the fantasy audiobook, Prehistoric Survival. Start with a stone cave. Chapter 41. It was indeed the Fire Alliance that saved us from this python disaster. The Fire Alliance has made great contributions, but who is so poor in quality? They stole the Fire Alliance's things. I support the Fire Alliance and must be thoroughly investigated. I would rather kill someone by mistake than let him go. In the regional channel, a large number of people who did not know the truth were led to the rhythm and demanded a thorough investigation. And voluntarily cooperated with the Fire Alliance to track down the thief who stole the fruits of victory. Zhou Yi chuckled. Not to argue with. This is Li Yan's motivation for establishing an alliance, so that he can control public opinion. No matter what he did was right or wrong. All you need to do is stand on the moral high ground and raise your arms. Naturally, a group of people responded. More people responded. Anything black can be said to be white. Zhou Yi didn't bother to pay attention to these remarks. He just needs to survive and develop in silence. When he becomes stronger, if he stands up and says a word, these people will not even dare to say a word. These people could not find him even if they searched the entire island and dug 3 feet into the ground. In the regional channel, Li Yan posted a photo. The photo shows the back of a man. He has a strong body and holds a bow and arrow in his hand. The person in the photo is Zhou Yi. Li Yan only took this photo, which was from the back. Li Yan, it was him who poached all the snake meat and blood essence from the snake nest. Our members of the python killing team fought bloody battles and made huge sacrifices to defend the island. However, someone stole what was rightfully ours. I am ashamed of every member of the python killing team for not keeping the harvest that belongs to us. This is my problem. But the thief is even more shameless. He didn't contribute a penny to the island and stole everything greedily. I will never allow such a person to stay on the island. Li Yan's words were high-sounding and highly contagious. A bunch of people below followed suit. Li Yan was already furious at this time. Early this morning, he specially led a group of elites from the Fire Alliance into the canyon, preparing to enjoy the harvest. Although he knew Zhou Yi was there. But Zhou Yi is only one person. There was so much snake meat and blood essence in the whole canyon, he didn't believe Zhou Yi could move them all by himself. As a result, he didn't find out until he arrived, and he was dumbfounded on the spot. All valuable things in the entire canyon were moved away by him. Not a penny was left for him. Li Yan was immediately furious. Zhou Yi not only killed 5 of his direct subordinates, but also took away his supplies. This is a slap in the face, a real slap in the face. He swore on the spot that he would overturn the island. Also find the little thief. Otherwise he wouldn't be able to swallow this breath. In order to find Zhou Yi, Li Yan did not hesitate to spend a lot of money. Said directly on the regional channel. I hereby promise that whoever finds the person in the photo and the information provided is true, I am willing to provide all the materials for upgrading the base to the 3rd level in return. As soon as Li Yan said these words, the entire regional channel is buzzing. That's a 3rd level base. Many people have not even upgraded to the 2nd level base. With the endurance of the 3rd level base, on this island isolated from the mainland, unless an asteroid hits, it is impossible to collapse the house. This temptation is enough for many people to take risks. If they can get this resource, they can basically live in this dangerous world. Therefore, as soon as Li Yan finished speaking, a large number of people responded immediately. Almost immediately, everyone in the entire channel became Zhou Yi's enemy. I will fight him to the death. I have to say that Li Yan's trick is indeed effective. Under heavy rewards, there must be brave men. Even people who don't know the truth still have to fight for this reward. Even Zhou Yi in front of the screen couldn't help but be tempted. The 3rd level base, he doesn't even know what materials are needed to upgrade the 3rd level base. Zhou Yi almost reported himself. However, the people in the group were excited for a long time, but in the end they discovered that they didn't even know this person's name. Zhou Yi did not leave his name to anyone. Except for Zhang Pengfei's brother and sister, no one on this island has seen Zhou Yi himself. Although Li Yan had doubts. But he wasn't sure, and he didn't dare to take his seat on this kind of thing. At this time, in a stone cave, Zhang Pengfei and Xiao Yu looked at the news on the regional channel and were very angry. They are the few who know the truth. Because they know. The fire in the canyon was actually set by Zhou Yi. Zhou Yi set a fire to stop the python disaster and save the entire island. With the few pythons killed by the python killing team, trying to prevent the python disaster is simply a fool's errand. Therefore, the things in the canyon should belong to Zhou Yi, and it was Li Yan who wanted to steal Zhou Yi's achievements. Seeing the hero of the desert island being slandered in the group, suppressed by people who didn't know the truth, he became the public enemy of the entire island. Zhang Pengfei was so angry that he threw the stone bowl in his hand with a bang. I can't even eat anymore. And they know the truth and can't tell it on the channel yet. If they tell it, it will be equivalent to exposing Zhou Yi. Now that the whole island is looking for him, Zhou Yi will only become more dangerous. Elder brother, Xiao Yu said in a low voice. She was also very angry. Brother Zhou was slandered like this, but they could only stay here and do nothing. This Li Yan, I will kill this villain with my own hands one day. Zhang Pengfei stood up from the bed and said with clenched fists. Brother, the injury on your leg is not healed yet. Xiao Yu immediately came over and supported Zhang Pengfei. At this time, a message suddenly popped up in Zhang Pengfei's chat box, which was sent by Zhou Yi. Zhang Pengfei excitedly opened the chat window. Zhou Yi, have you moved anything? Zhang Pengfei, not yet, Brother Zhou, they are slandering you together on the channel. If there is anything you need me to do, just ask. Zhou Yi, it's okay, they can't find me, don't worry. Have you quit the python killing team? Zhang Pengfei, not yet. Zhou Yi, okay, don't retreat just yet. Retreating at this time may arouse their suspicion. Zhang Pengfei, okay, I'll help you keep an eye on their movements secretly. Zhang Pengfei also understood Zhou Yi's intention. Let him be an undercover agent and help Zhou Yi grasp the trends of the Fire Alliance at any time. Zhou Yi, don't expose me, and don't tell me on the channel. Take the time to move those sacks back, and then sell all the snake meat. If the snake meat goes bad, it won't be sold. Zhang Pengfei, okay, I'll move it when I get back. All Zhang Pengfei can do now is listen to Zhou Yi and do his best to help Zhou Yi. Area 851. In a certain secondary base, Li Yan is sitting on a comfortable sofa. At this time, his face was very gloomy. There are 2 red wine glasses on the wooden table in front of you. Opposite him sat a man. This man comes from Japan on Earth. He is a special professional, a 5 elements ninja. Although 8 billion players around the world have collectively traveled to this strange world, but everyone can understand each other's language. Everyone who speaks will be automatically translated by the system into a language that players can understand. This player named Ishigami, from Japan. After hearing on the regional channel that Li Yan offered a super sky-high price for upgrading a level 3 base, he immediately came to the door and recommended himself. Li, I can help you catch that person. Give me what you promised first. Li Yan, no, you have to catch someone for me first before I can fulfill my promise. Ishigami smiled confidently. Okay, then I will help you catch him first. Li Yan, if there is any need for our Fire Alliance to cooperate, I can cooperate with you to find him. Ishigami, no, I have my own way. I declare in advance that after catching him, I will kill him first and then collect my reward. Li Yan, then I wish Mr. Ishigami a great victory. The 2 of them each picked up their red wine glasses and clinked them. After Shi Shang drank the red wine, his body seemed to blend into the ground, sinking slowly until he completely disappeared in front of Li Yan. After Zhou Yi activated the base environment mimic shield, a light yellow shell covered the hole. Then the entrance of the cave miraculously disappeared before his eyes, becoming exactly like the surrounding stones. When Zhou Yi came within 5 meters, the entrance to the cave was revealed. This thing is the perfect hiding place for him. Only then did Zhou Yi put down the hemp rope with confidence and went down to the beach under the rock cliff to see how today's catch was. There are still a lot of fish and shrimps on the shore today. Because Zhou Yi came down late today, many of the fish and shrimps jumping on the shore died due to lack of oxygen. Only under the sea surface, near the rocks blocked by fishing nets, were there some fresh live fish. Zhou Yi took a look and saw that the number of fish and shrimp caught in the first 2 fishing nets was not that large. The total weight is only about 500 kilograms. However, there was a third fishing net that was lowered into the deep water area by Zhou Yi. Zhou Yi pulled up the rope tied to the reef. Wow! The fishing nets out of the water are full of lively fish and shrimps. Zhou Yi couldn't help but feel extremely happy when he saw it. The third fishing net did not disappoint him. He couldn't even pull the rope with one hand. The number of fish and shrimps here is definitely not less than 2 tons. Zhou Yi also successfully discovered a sea scorpion inside. This sea scorpion has a fat body, reaching 3 meters in length. A pair of huge pliers more than 1 meter long. It's a living sea scorpion king. Zhou Yi singled out this sea scorpion. The sea scorpion he tamed last time to visit the fishing ground was bitten to death by the magic dragon. The fishery is now in need of a watcher. This sea scorpion king happened to come. After Zhou Yi picked it out, he slipped it around a few times using the same method as last time. This sea scorpion king has a bigger temper than ordinary sea scorpions. Still holding the pliers high and refusing to admit defeat, Zhou Yi slipped it around a dozen more times, until this sea scorpion king fell to the ground completely exhausted. Zhou Yikai successfully tamed it, after throwing an arm-long sea fish for it to eat. The sea scorpion king obediently went to lie on the rocks and watch the fishing ground for Zhou Yi. Zhou Yi is also very relieved about this sea scorpion king, because sea scorpions are the ones that invade his fishing grounds most often. Seeing this sea scorpion king here is so powerful, those sea scorpions must not dare to come closer. Zhou Yi continued to sell the remaining fish and shrimps to the World Channel. Freshly arrived prehistoric seafood. Deduct 1 for friends who need it. As soon as Zhou Yi spoke on the World Channel, a group of people immediately responded. Hey, the fishery boss has been waiting for 3 days and is back online again. 111. I want, quickly, some sea fish to try. Zhou Yi is wanted on the regional channel, but it does not affect his ability to sell marine fish on the World Channel. There was even a big brother from a regional channel who saw it and slapped him with a 111. Said I wanted it too. In the end, Zhou Yi successfully sold 57 copies of the intermediate blood essence. Zhou Yi put down the fishing net again and climbed the hemp rope back to the cave. As soon as he returned to the cave, Zhao Qingkong immediately sent a message. Zhao Qingkong, the person who intercepted whose fire alliance couldn't be you, right? Zhou Yi was stunned for a moment when he saw this news, and then he reacted. Zhao Qingkong should know about this, because he just sold a large amount of snake meat to Zhao Qingkong. In addition, the Fire Alliance was furious and kept saying on the channel that the snake nest had been looted. Zhao Qingkong could easily think that it was him who did it. Since Zhao Qingkong has already guessed it, Zhou Yi has nothing to hide. He admitted generously, I did it. Zhao Qingkong. Haha, you are so powerful, others paid such a high price to catch you. To be honest, even I am moved. Zhou Yi couldn't tell whether Zhao Qingkong was teasing him or not. However, Zhao Qingkong didn't know where he was. Even if he knew it was him, Zhou Yi never revealed his address to Zhao Qingkong. Zhou Yi, then will you come and catch me? Zhao Qingkong. No, why should I get involved in the matter between you two? I just think you are very brave and dare to do such a thing alone. Zhou Yi shook his head. If you knew the truth, you wouldn't say that. Zhao Qingkong was surprised. What, they wronged you? Zhou Yi chuckled. If you want to know the inside story from me, just give me 50 excellent grade metal pieces in exchange. Zhao Qingkong. Stingy expression, you think so? Zhou Yi. I won't tell you anymore, I'm busy in advance. Zhou Yi closed the chat window, poured himself a glass of mountain spring water and drank it in one gulp. Judging from Zhao Qingkong's attitude, she should remain neutral at the moment. But this does not rule out that she told lies. Regardless of whether she told lies or not, Zhou Yi was not worried. Because Zhao Qingkong couldn't find him either. In a luxurious secondary base. This base is filled with neat furniture, and even the floor is covered with tiles. It looks just like a real home. Zhao Qingkong was lying on the sofa while paying attention to the news on the World Channel. A pair of big eyes stared at the screen and blinked. He murmured to himself, as expected, it's you, Zhou Yi. Zhou Yi stole the snake nest, he must be on this island. He appeared on the World Channel again selling seafood. It means that his location must be close to the seaside. Just search along the coast and you will definitely find him. Hee hee. Zhao Qingkong smiled lightly. She had already cleverly guessed the answer. As long as she tells Li Yan the news, the materials for the third level base will be at your fingertips. But Zhao Qingkong didn't plan to do this. She is a businessman and has no intention of getting involved in the disputes between these forces. As long as she is involved in the power struggle, it will not do her any good. She just wants to quietly fulfill her dream of getting rich. However, that Li Yan is indeed quite annoying. On the contrary, she prefers to deal with Zhou Yijua. I hope you can continue to live. Zhou Yi used primary blood source essence to prepare 30 cell division potions, 30 primary strength potions, 30 primary agility potions. Then pour these cell division agents into the spring water. Feed Shaoxun and Xiaohe to drink respectively. He also prepared the amount of spring water in advance. What follows is enough for them to drink for 10 days. After a night's rest, the mistress was immediately active again. There are still some hidden wounds on it, because Zhou Yi found out through the beast taming status bar. Triceratops loyalty, 95, current status, minor internal injuries, hungry. In order to save herself, Xiaosan was whipped severely by Titanoboa with its tail. That resulted in injuries. Through this incident, Zhou Yi discovered one thing. After the loyalty of the tamed beast increases, if his life is in danger, he will take the initiative to come to the rescue. This discovery is another good thing. What he has to do now is to train a few more tamed beasts that are ready to fight. Zhou Yi's current trainer level is level 2, and his title is Sweating Beast Tamer. Currently, there is only one Triceratops with immediate combat capability. Xiaohe is still in his infancy. Mountain chickens can only lay eggs. The Sea Scorpion King has limitations in land combat and can only help guard fishing grounds. Zhou Yi's top priority now is to accompany Shaoxun and Xiaohe, who are so good. In addition, another important thing is to upgrade the animal trainer level as soon as possible. As a beast tamer, the combat power you rely on most is the tamed beasts around you. A level 2 animal tamer can only have up to 5 tamed animals at the same time. A level 3 animal tamer can have 8 tamed animals at the same time. Quantity is advantage. Zhou Yi must find a way to upgrade his level as soon as possible, and then have more tamed beasts. The conditions for promotion to level 3 animal tamer are taming an adult dinosaur. At present, except for Triceratops, Zhou Yi has not found any traces of other dinosaurs on this island. Not found does not mean there is none. The next plan is find an adult dinosaur and increase the trainer level by 1 level. Zhou Yi is not in a hurry, he still has time and can take his time. Zheng Pengfei sent a message. Tell Zhou Yi that he and Xiao Yu have quietly moved all the things out of the canyon. All the snake meat has been taken away. Zheng Pengfei wisely chose to attack in batches on the World Channel. After all, throwing a large amount of snake meat at once would easily arouse suspicion. Zheng Pengfei wants to return everything he has exchanged to Zhou Yi. After all, this belongs to Zhou Yi. Without Zhou Yi's permission, he was not qualified to take it. Zhou Yi told Zheng Pengfei, use the exchanged materials first to upgrade the base to level 2. I won't be able to use these for the time being. Why is Zheng Pengfei so embarrassed? Zhou Yi dispelled his worries with just one word. If he wants to continue to cooperate with Zhou Yi in the future, he must catch up with him as soon as possible. Zheng Pengfei was also very smart, so he upgraded the base first. A stone cave separates 3 rooms and a courtyard. Xiao Yu can also have his own separate room to sleep in. Zheng Pengfei revealed that the Tinder Alliance has begun a blanket search across the entire island. If you catch a player, you will compare it with the person in the photo. There are also many players who cooperate on their own. They screen out players who do not meet the conditions. Narrow down the screening scope step by step. Now there are only more than 6,000 people left on the entire island. More than 3,000 players have been eliminated. Sooner or later, if this continues, the target will be Zhou Yi. In addition, Zheng Pengfei also said worriedly, there are also some people who act as spies for the Fire Alliance in order to get the reward, and they also investigate suspicious players on the island every day. Now the whole island is so noisy that no one wants to go out. As soon as they go out, they will be caught and interrogated to death. Zheng Pengfei is worried that if this continues, Zhou Yi will be exposed sooner or later. Zhou Yi, understood, let's continue exploring. It just so happens that I'm going to rest at home for a few days. Zhou Yi said such an understatement and closed the message. Zhang Pengfei was so worried about him that he couldn't sleep well at night, but Zhou Yi felt relaxed and didn't take it to heart. Brother Zhou naturally has his own methods. It's useless for you to worry about him. Xiao Yu felt sorry for her brother who had not thought about food and tea all day long, so she came up to comfort him. Zhang Pengfei looked at the young Xiao Yu. You don't understand, what do you know? Living here, it is impossible to stay in the base safely all the time. I always have to go out to find food and supplies every day. There are too many dangers here. Maybe one day I will die outside. At that time, I will have to leave you to Brother Zhou to take care of you. If something happens to him, it's my business, and it's also your business, do you understand? Xiao Yu said. Brother, don't talk nonsense. You can't die. If you die, then what's the point of me still living? Zhang Pengfei scolded. Nonsense. If I die, you will follow your brother Zhou from now on. I can only rest assured if he takes care of you. Xiao Yu's face turned red. Why couldn't she understand what Zhang Pengfei meant? Brother Zhou said he would help us. Brother, don't die either. Zhang Pengfei. Of course I don't want to either. From now on, the more closely you keep in touch with your brother Zhou, the more you care about everything so that he can remember you. Well, I understand. Xiao Yu lowered her head, her face as red as an apple. Zhang Pengfei looked at his sister like this and hated the iron. His sister is too introverted and not good at expressing herself. I don't know if Brother Zhou likes this one or not. I'll have to take the time to explore his voice some other time. Zhou Yi has been staying at the base these days and hasn't gone anywhere. First, because there was a lot of commotion outside temporarily. Second, the mistress was injured and is still recovering from her injuries. Zhou Yi planned to wait until the mistress was completely comfortable before going out. In the past few days, under the influence of the cell division agent prepared by Zhou Yi, Xiao He and Xiao San both began to grow in size. Zhou Yi arranges a full meal every day. Xiao San now eats nearly 250 kilograms of food a day. The body size has expanded again than before. The body length is estimated to be about 3.5 meters, and the room can no longer fit it. It would be troublesome to turn around in the stone chamber. Zhou Yi had to use stone manuscripts to continue digging deeper and expand the room further inward. The body shape is like a mighty tiger. But it is much fiercer than a real tiger, has thick skin, and has full defense. Except for running speed, which is slightly worse than that of a tiger, it has a physical advantage in every other aspect. The one who grows stronger than Xiaosan is Xiaohe. In a few days, it grew from 5 meters to more than 7 meters in length. The dimensions have also become thicker. I just feel shy and timid all day long. The original stone axe was too short and my body couldn't hold it. It was coiled on the crescent moon sickle. The body has a protective color, and from a distance, one might think it is a walking stick. Everything is normal at the fishery these days. Xiao San's injury has also completely recovered. Zhou Yi plans to take the time to take his mistress out to the island to look for traces of adult dinosaurs. By the way, raise the animal tamer level by 1 level. Xiao Yu suddenly sent him a message. Brother Zhou, I made a meat pie. My brother and I both think it tastes very good. Do you want to try it? Zhou Yi was a little surprised. Zhang Pengfei usually sends him messages. This was the first time that Xiao Yu sent him a message. Zhou Yi, okay, let me try it. Zhou Yi discovered that there was an extra fragrant pancake in the trading platform. Served in a stone bowl. The cake seems to have been freshly made and is still steaming. It smells delicious. Making cakes is a technical job that requires dough, kneading, and proofing. Zhou Yi also had wheat, but he didn't have the tools to grind flour. Originally, he was going to give himself a bowl of noodles if nothing happened. Later, I thought it was too troublesome and didn't bother to do it. Zhou Yi took one bite, and his mouth was filled with the smell of meat. There are also oil, chili peppers and peppercorns in it. Very good for dinner. Zhou Yi hasn't eaten such delicious pancakes in a long time. I ate it all in just a few mouthfuls, and my mouth was full of oil. And he also discovered that the meat inside was high-quality snake meat. If this piece of meat pie were sold on the World Channel, It is estimated that the price of at least 2 copies of the intermediate blood source essence can be sold. Zhou, it's delicious. Xiaoyu, your cooking skills are amazing. Xiaoyu, thank you. If you like to eat it, I will cook it for you every day. Across the screen, Zhou could feel Xiaoyu blushing while sending these words. Zhou, why are you so embarrassed? Wouldn't that be too troublesome for you? Xiaoyu, it's not troublesome, it's okay. My brother also likes to eat it. I have to cook it for him every day. Now I'm just making an extra portion. It's really not troublesome. Please don't refuse, Brother Zhou. Zhou, okay, I won't refuse. Xiaoyu, have you ever thought about selling the meat sauce pancakes you made? Xiaoyu, sell. I haven't thought about it. Zhou, the cakes you make are delicious. If you sell them on the World Channel, you should be able to make a lot of money. I'll help you set a price for 2 intermediate blood source essences per piece. Xiaoyu never thought that she could make money from this. When she heard Zhou say this, she suddenly seemed to have opened the door to a new world. Is anyone really willing to pay for the cakes I make? 2 intermediate blood essences were already worth a lot of money. The meat pie she made didn't even cost less than 1 intermediate blood essence. Xiaoyu couldn't help but have some doubts. But she decided to try it later. After Zhou closed the message, he went out with his mistress who had been restless for a long time. Xiao He is timid and doesn't like to go out. Zhou gave it the task of guarding the house. Little Sunyi jumped onto the stone cliff, and stepped on the ground with his thick limbs, making a dull sound on the ground. The strong body does not look bulky at all. A streamlined body somewhat like a tiger or leopard. There are 2 large horns on the top of the head, which are curved and long, like 2 curved daggers, embedded in the head. There was a roar from his mouth, which frightened the birds in the surrounding mountains and forests and made them fly into the sky. This Triceratops is definitely not easy to mess with. Zhou is now fighting Xiaosan himself. If Xiaosan doesn't let go, Zhou can't beat it. The mistress was as excited as if she had been locked up in a zoo for a long time and returned to the wild. It was really overly excited, running around in front of it, running very fast. I have always disliked Zhou for walking slowly. Zhou can't help it. How can 2 legs compare with 4 legs? He can only walk on 1 foot. Xiaosan rushed to the front again, and then found Zhou still far behind. Then he ran back helplessly and let out a burst of dissatisfied protests. Then let Zhou sit on its back and carry him around to have fun. Zhou didn't want to treat his mistress as a mount. In his heart, he always regarded his mistress as a brother. Since the mistress saved his life last time, in his eyes, Xiaosan is no longer a Triceratops but his dead brother. Unless Xiaosan takes the initiative, Zhou is unwilling to ride it. Zhou shook his head and said he couldn't. The mistress circled around him anxiously. Zhou was finally forced to get into the car. Riding on the mistress's back for the first time, Zhou felt like he was driving a tank. The mistress's back is thick and strong, giving her a sense of security. When it runs wildly, its body is also very stable, and there is no feeling of bumping up and down. Of course Zhou wouldn't use any reins to control it. Let it have its way. Just spread out the map and be responsible for telling it which way to go. This isolated island is hundreds of square kilometers in size. Half of it is virgin forest, and the rest is plains and mountains. Nowadays, the primitive forest is still dominated by pythons. Zhou is going to the plains and mountains to look for traces of dinosaurs. With his and Xiaosan's current fighting strength, as long as they don't encounter ferocious adult carnivorous dinosaurs still capable of fighting, even if you can't beat it, you can still outrun it. With Xiaosan's foot strength, it's not a problem to cross the entire island in 1 day. Zhou began to set foot on the plain areas of the island in large numbers. Some areas that were not dared to enter before are now directly entered by strength. Pyro Alliance island-wide manhunt. Sorry, Zhou didn't take it seriously at all. As long as Zhao Qingkong, Zheng Pengfei and Xiaoyu don't say anything. Who knows him? Zhou wandered around the island like this. Not a single dinosaur was found. A lot of large land beasts such as saber-toothed tigers, short-faced bears, and terror birds were discovered. Zhou has been eating excellent snake meat these days. The lifting strength of both hands has exceeded 900 kilograms. When punched out, it weighs almost 1.5 tons. Even if we don't rely on the help of the mistress. Holding a Macedonian spear in his hand, he dared to challenge a saber-toothed tiger. If you ride on the mistress, you won't be afraid of these beasts. Seeing the Triceratops invading its territory, the smart saber-toothed tiger would choose to stay away. Take the initiative to give up territory. The stupid short-faced bear will choose to come up and save his life. Now to deal with the short-faced bear, Joyi no longer needs to draw his bow. Macedonian spears swept across a large area. Under Joyi's terrifying arm strength, a single hit can knock a short-faced bear upside down. The sharp spear blade can easily cut through its fur. Along the way, Joyi had killed 2 short-faced bears and fought off one. This cruel beast is almost impossible to tame. No matter how Joyi tried, the result was failure. Joyi attributed the reason to the low level of his animal trainer. Maybe after the level increases, you can try to tame the short-faced bear. Ahead, it's a beach. There is a jungle next to it, and next to the jungle is a river. The ground beside the river is covered with gravel. Suddenly, a loud roar came from the jungle nearby. The sound is very long. Joyi immediately became vigilant. Accidentally, I stepped into the territory of some kind of wild beast again. I saw the grass leaves in the jungle nearby shaking rapidly. Then a dire wolf jumped out and stared at him with bared teeth. Then the grass leaves swayed. The second one, the third one. Dire wolves emerged one after another from all around. Joyi counted and found a total of 21 dire wolves. Hold yourself back and forth, showing a circle surrounding him in the middle. It turns out that I accidentally stepped into the territory of the dire wolf. Joyi did not underestimate these dire wolves. The ants kill the elephant. Besides, I am not an elephant, and the dire wolf is not an ant. A total of 21 dire wolves posed a sufficient threat to themselves. Looking at them with bared teeth and a fierce look in their eyes. Majestic body, especially the leading ones, whose size is no less than that of a lion on earth. Joyi found that he was still too much. I underestimated the beasts on this island. Wolves are intelligent and like to live in groups. Good at group hunting. If 21 wolves collectively pounce on you, even an elephant has to give up his life. Joyi calmed Xiao San's emotions and motioned for it to retreat slowly. Don't get into trouble with this pack of dire wolves. Xiao San didn't have a trace of fear, his pupils were flashing with excitement, and he was about to fight these wolves to the fullest. After hearing Joyi's order, I had to give up this idea and slowly retreat while on guard. Joyi did this to tell these dire wolves that he was ready to withdraw. However, these dire wolves had no intention of letting him retreat, and pressed forward step by step. After being hungry for many days, these dire wolves obviously regarded him as prey. Joyi saw that something was wrong. These beasts are targeting him. He drew out the horn bow from his back, held 3 arrows in his hand, and struck first. Whoosh whoosh, 3 sharp arrows flew out at close range. One penetrated directly through the chest of a dire wolf. Ouch! Blood splashed everywhere, and the dire wolf suddenly died. The second arrow hit the front paw of a dire wolf and passed through the paw. The dire wolf was also incapacitated. Then Joyi immediately patted the mistress on the head. The mistress immediately shook her head, turned around and ran away. Joyi directly used a very ungrateful attack and then ran for his life. The leader, an old dire wolf, let out an angry growl. The whole wolf pack immediately pounced on it. Falling behind Xiao San, he chased after him. Joyi is not idle. Sitting on the back of the mistress, running and looking back to shoot arrows. The bowstring is drawn. After the pulling force of more than 900 kilograms is fully charged. Shot away with an arrow. A running dire wolf let out a scream. Fell to the ground. He was shot directly through the head with an arrow. However, Joyi still underestimated the speed of these dire wolves. Xiao San's speed is completely incomparable to that of the dire wolf. Seeing the dire wolves approaching one by one, Joyi kept firing his bow crazily. Which end is closer to the ground and which one is shot? Soon, 7 or 8 more dire wolves died under Joyi's arrows. Behind Xiao San lay the corpse of a dire wolf on the ground. Unfortunately, the way ahead is blocked by a vertical cliff. The mistress was forced to have no way out. The group of dire wolves immediately jumped up one after another, and their sharp claws and teeth began to attack them. Zhou Yi drew back his bow. Draw out the Macedonian spear, swing it and sweep it across. Two of the dire wolves that were close to him had their intestines cut open. A dire wolf jumped up and clawed at Shaoxin's back, leaving only a string of white marks. The skin on the mistress's back is the thickest on the whole body. A dire wolf jumped up and tried to bite Shaoxin's right leg. His body was directly pierced by Zhou Yi's spear. Crucified to the ground, 3 more dire wolves jumped up as if they were not afraid of death. This time their target was changed to Zhou Yi. Whoosh whoosh. From the bushes in the distance, 3 sharpened spears suddenly shot out. 3 dire wolves were directly penetrated on the river beach in the distance. Blood flowed all over the floor. From the bushes on the side, 3 dark-skinned men emerged. Zhou Yi read it right, he is a human being. They wore fur skirts and hats made of leaves. Strange symbols are painted on the naked upper body. Face painted with oil paint. The leader holds a long stick in his hand. Eyes cold. The leader of the dire wolf saw that the team had suffered too many losses. He led the few remaining dire wolves and quickly slipped away. Is this a primitive man? Zhou Yi looked at the 3 swarthy guys who suddenly appeared in front of him. Look at the patterns on their bodies and the paint on their faces. It seems that they believe in some kind of totem. The other party appeared very suddenly, and he helped him throw 3 spears at the critical moment. Shot through the dire wolf. Zhou Yi was a little confused as to their purpose of coming. So he didn't take action at the first time, but still remained on guard on the surface. The leading primitive man glanced at Zhou Yi and pointed to the dire wolf corpse on the ground. He made a gesture to Zhou Yi. Zhou Yi understood what he meant. He wanted to take away the dire wolf meat on the ground. Zhou Yi has no shortage of these high-quality beast meats. Didn't stop them either. The remaining 2 savages made a bowing gesture towards him with their hands clasped together, as if thanking him. Then he ran over and picked up the dire wolf meat on the ground. Seeing that Zhou Yi really had no intention of stopping him, they picked it up more confidently. Zhou Yi saw that they only picked up the meat but not the remaining blood essence. So he walked over and picked up the bloodborne essence. After Zhou Yi put all the blood essence into the dimensional backpack. When I came back, I found the 3 primitive people still standing in the same place. Zhou Yi didn't understand what they meant. At this time, the leader of the primitive people suddenly opened his mouth to speak. The amazing thing is, Zhou Yi could actually understand what he said. What this primitive man said was, "Thank you for helping us drive away the wolves." Zhou Yi could only attribute all this to the help of the system. Zhou Yi said, "I just accidentally stepped into the territory of this group of dire wolves. They wanted to kill me, but I killed them instead." Zhou Yi didn't care whether he understood it or not. Since I can understand what the primitive man said, the other person should also be able to understand what he said. Sure enough, after he nodded, he continued to say, "Wow, oh, 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 oh. Strange warrior, you helped us drive away the wolves that have been bothering us. Please come back with us." The primitive man asked him to follow him back. Zhou Yi saw that the weapons in their hands were only spears, and they should not pose any threat to him. So he nodded, because Zhou Yi himself is quite curious about primitive people. I didn't expect to encounter primitive people on the isolated island I was on, so I decided to go and have a look. After Zhou Yi agreed, the leader and the 2 primitive people led the way. Zhou Yi kept following them. From the leader's primitive population, Zhou Yi learned that his name was Chakan and he came from the Chigu tribe. Their Chigu tribe has been attacked and harassed by nearby dire wolves. These dire wolves specialize in eating lone tribesmen. Zhou Yi understood. No wonder he was attacked by a pack of dire wolves. It turns out that these dire wolves regard humans as prey. These primitive people advocated force, like to conquer wild beasts. Powerful primitive people would wear a circle of wolf fangs, string them together, and hang them on their chests, symbolizing that they were their trophies. Zhou Yi rides a triceratops. In their eyes, this is a symbol of force. Therefore, these primitive people were in awe when they saw him, thinking that he was naturally brave and worthy of respect. I followed Chakan for a 10-minute walk. There is a wall made of stones in front of you. Standing at the door were 2 Chigu tribesmen armed with weapons. After seeing Cha can bring Zhou Yi in, he did not stop him. As soon as Zhou Yi stepped into the village, he saw a huge totem made of some kind of animal bones on the ground. This totem looks a bit like a bird. It's very similar to the totem on Chakan's chest. The village is very large, covering an area of at least 1 acre. People from various Chigu tribes can be seen inside. Some people squatted on the roadside and used stone picks to carve out the cow's skeleton. Some people passed by carrying fruit baskets. Every primitive man would look at him twice when he passed by. When they see Zhou Yi riding a triceratops into the village, their eyes will show awe. Triceratops is a very scary beast in their eyes. It was unimaginable to them that this man could conquer a terrifying triceratops. The mistress also held her head high, showing a proud expression. Cha Kan took Zhou Yi to a felt house. Let him wait here. The mistress stayed outside, and 2 primitive people brought fat grass leaves for the mistress to eat. Little San shook his big head and growled twice, saying he wouldn't eat this kind of grass. Then the 2 men brought the washed leaves of turmeric to treat it to eat, and the mistress happily lowered her head and began to eat a large piece of it. In 2 or 3 times he ate up all the leaves of the herb. Then he growled again, indicating that he didn't eat enough. This little grass leaf is not enough for him to stuff between his teeth. Zhou Yi feeds it every time, always carrying 4 or 5 hemp bags to pack it. Otherwise, it won't be able to fill its bottomless pit-like stomach. The 2 primitive people looked at each other, then ran to dig up the grass leaves again. Zhou Yi waited for a while, and an old man with feathers on his head walked in from the door. This old man is the chief of their Chigu tribe. As soon as the chief came in, he thanked Zhou Yi for helping them drive away the wolves, and asked someone to serve him delicious food. In the eyes of the chief, Zhou Yi is his kind. It's just that Zhou Yi is from another tribe. You should show kindness to others of your kind. Zhou Yi did feel the chief's kindness, but he took a look at the delicious food the chief sent him. Suddenly I felt like my stomach was a little overflowing. What the primitive people served was a basin of raw meat. The meat is still stained with blood. A fishy smell hit my nose. Strange fellows, please enjoy the delicious food. The chief extended his hand to signal, then grabbed a piece of meat and gnawed it first. In order not to make the chief feel that he was impolite, Zhou Yi had no choice but to pick up the stone cup filled with mountain spring water. I took a few sips and then sighed. It's a rare delicacy. After the chiefs enjoyed the delicacies together, he told Zhou Yi about some conditions of their tribe. They have lived here for a long time. Has been troubled by wild beast invasion. In addition to wild beast invasion, there are also frequent natural disasters, making life very difficult. Fortunately, they also got something. They believed that this was a gift from the totem, and with the help of the totem, they got through the difficulties. Zhou Yi was very curious as to what the chief was talking about. This chief did not treat him as an outsider. Showed Zhou Yi some of the things given by the totem. Trebuchet production scroll. It can throw stones from a long distance and hit units. Throwing distance, 1000 meters. Accuracy, within 5 meters. It is detachable. Catapult making scroll can throw stones at medium and long distances to hit units. Throwing distance, 300 meters. Accuracy, error within 3 meters. It can be moved. Bone spear making scroll. Zhou Yi always felt that this was not a gift from the totem, but seemed to be opened from a supply box. This chief used it to deceive the tribal people. In addition to these scrolls, there is also a special glowing purple stone. The surface is round and shiny, kind of like agate. They call it totem stone. Zhou Yi saw the purple stone taken out by the chief. I couldn't help but exclaimed on the spot. This is the energy stone. When the old chief heard this unfamiliar word, he looked at Zhou Yi with confusion on his face. Don't understand what he is talking about. Just 2 days ago, Zhou Yi got the conditions for upgrading the system base. Promoting to a 3rd level base requires excellent grade stone x 500, excellent grade metal sheet x 300, fine wood x 500, energy stone x 100. Rubber. Energy stone is a stone that provides energy to the base. It can meet the base's usual energy supply needs, and also allows the base to move unfixed. Zhou Yi accidentally saw this kind of stone on the World Channel. The price is ridiculously expensive. One can only be exchanged for high-grade blood essence or excellent-grade metal pieces. After Zhou Yi saw this upgrade condition, he knew. Li Yan was bragging when he said he would provide materials for upgrading his base to level 3. If he could come up with 100 energy stones, Zhou Yi directly gave him a live performance of soaking penis with fengyujing. When Zhou Yi saw the energy stone, he directly expressed that he was very interested in the energy stone. Even if he doesn't use it to upgrade the base and sells it directly to the world channel. You can also get rich instantly. Those big guys who sell excellent armor making scrolls would definitely be willing to sell them if Zhou Yi could exchange them for energy stones. By then, having an excellent upper body armor will no longer be a dream. However, the old chief said that his tribe also relied heavily on energy stones. For example, to start a catapult, you need energy stones. If there were no catapults for defense, their tribe would have been completely eaten away by the beasts that roamed around. However, the old chief had a humanitarian spirit and was still willing to give Zhou Yi 3 energy stones. Because Zhou Yi helped them drive away the dire wolf, and let them take away a pile of dire wolf meat. This can help many hungry women and children in the tribe have a full meal. Zhou Yi learned that their tribe was short of food. The old chief sighed. Food has always been the scariest thing for us, and people starve to death every day because of lack of food. The expression on the old chief's face wrinkled slightly, and the wrinkles on his face deepened. Lack of food. You should have told me earlier. Zhou Yi, I have food, and there is a lot of it. Can I exchange food for your energy stones? When the old chief heard that Zhou Yi had food, I suddenly became excited. How much food do you have? Can you save our tribesmen? Zhou Yi took out a pile of fine-grade snake meat directly from his backpack. Fresh snake meat was cut and spread on the stone table. The old chief's eyes widened as he watched. Okay, I can trade the totem stone with you for food. The old chief immediately asked 2 primitive people to move the energy stone. Zhou Yi couldn't help but chuckle in his heart. Now it's a huge advantage. Zhou Yi immediately waved his hand and said, "Slow, wait first." The 2 primitive people looked at him doubtfully. Zhou Yi took out a lot of snake meat from his backpack. The pile of snake meat is as tall as him. I can solve your tribe's food problem. I will exchange you for a lot of totem stones. The 2 primitive people and the old chief were stunned on the spot. The giant python in the forest is very powerful. Rough skin, thick flesh, huge body. Many members of their tribe were swallowed by giant pythons. Their tribe simply did not dare to set foot in the forest to hunt pythons. This person can actually take out so much snake meat at one time. How many pythons have to be killed? There is so much snake meat here. The old chief became excited on the spot. This much snake meat is enough for them to eat for a long time. The old chief immediately arranged for 2 tribesmen to bring 187 energy stones. The old chief stated directly that he would exchange these 187 energy stones for the snake meat in Zhou Yi's backpack. 187 pieces. Zhou Yi suspected that this was not all the old chief's property. However, being able to show so much is sincerity enough. Zhou Yi can use it to upgrade the 3rd level base, no problem at all. There were even 87 left over. This is definitely a big advantage. Zhou Yi not only gave them the tired and tall snake meat on the table. He took out another pile from his backpack. Let 2 primitive people push it on a wooden wheel cart before transporting it away. The 2 primitive guys pushing the cart also had happy smiles on their faces. Now no one in their tribe would starve to death due to lack of food. The old chief told Zhou Yi. Their tribe also stores some energy stones, but they also need to use them to protect the tribe. Therefore, they cannot all be traded to Zhou Yi. Zhou Yi expressed his understanding. He didn't even take out all the snake meat. The truly outstanding snake meat was all in his backpack. The cooperation between Zhou Yi and the old chief was very pleasant. Zhou Yi then asked him again, "Where do so many energy stones come from?" The kind old chief did not hide it. There is a quarry right in their village, and they dug out this kind of stone from the quarry. In order to protect the quarry from falling into the hands of others, they built the village directly next to the quarry. It is guarded every day. After Zhou Yi found out about the quarry, he couldn't help but feel excited. In this case, wouldn't he be able to come here all the time to exchange energy stones with them? Zhou Yi said to the old chief, "There are many things on my body, such as wood, stones, metal pieces, etc. If they need it, they can exchange it with themselves for energy stones at any time. The old chief said that what they lack most now is food. As long as Zhou Yi can give them food, he is willing to exchange energy stones. Then Zhou Yi and the old chief agreed that Zhou Yi would come over every 3 days or so. Bring them food. The old chief will exchange energy stones for them. The two parties reached an agreement, and both parties settled a major matter in their hearts. Everyone is happy. Zhou Yi then rode on Shaoxin and said goodbye to the Chigu tribe. The old chief asked Chakan to be responsible for escorting Zhou Yi's safety along the way. Chakan sent Zhou Yi to a safer place. Only then returned to the tribe. Before leaving Qian, Chakan reminded Zhou Yi to pay attention to one thing. Beware of the Chago tribe. That tribe is just like them, but the difference is that they are extremely cruel and sometimes eat even their own kind. Zhou Yi was suddenly shocked. Cannibal tribe. Chakan only reminded him and left. Zhou Yi also reminded himself that not all primitive people were kind. It just happened that this time I met the relatively kind-hearted Chigu tribe. If you meet the Chago tribe, I'm afraid it won't be so easy to talk to. Stone Cliff Cave. A shadow quietly approached here. A figure appeared in the tree. In order to get all the materials to upgrade the base to the 3rd level, Ishigami worked hard. He searched almost the entire island. Only this coast remains unexplored. Combined with the message from the Tinder Alliance, coupled with his special skills, he targeted those few people earlier than others. His body slowly melted into the tree. When he appeared again, he was already standing at the bottom of the tree. Then Shishin's body sank again, sinking directly into the layer of hard rock on the top of Xia Cave. This weird way of lurking. No one can find out. This is where he is confident that he can find the murderer. After a while, Shisheng discovered a huge cave inside this coastal rock cliff. In Zhou Yi's residence, Xiaohei, who was resting on the crescent scythe, suddenly noticed a strange movement. It gently opened its eyes, then slowly closed them again. On the floor of the cave, a figure suddenly emerged from the ground. Xiaohei gently stuck out his tongue. In its perception, something 36.5 degrees appeared in this room. Then it retracted its tongue. It knows someone is coming. Ishigami appeared in the cave, looked around and found that this was a rare secondary base. According to his guess, the person who stole the huge wealth of the Fire Alliance. He must be rich now. The location here is very remote, but the interior decoration is luxurious. Even next to the stone gate, there is even a vegetable garden carefully planted. Vegetables, millet, sweet potatoes, and fruit trees full of berries are grown inside. There is an iron pot, oil and a box of Wahaha mineral water on the set-up stove. The owner of this cave is extremely rich. Judging from his experience of watching more than 300 episodes of a certain detective anime, it is almost certain that the owner of this stone house is probably the real murderer. Now, the owner of the stone house is obviously not at home. He can keep the cat in a dark corner here and wait for the owner to come home. Let's do a sneak attack first to send him offline. Then searched his backpack. Go to Li Yan again to get the reward. Ishigami had already thought of his next plan in an instant. A sinister smile curled up at the corner of his mouth. That unlucky guy must have never imagined that there is someone hiding in his home now. Xiaohei continued to coil on the crescent sickle. He remembered the task Zhou Yi left for himself before going out. Take care of your home and don't let any strangers in. Xiaohei knew that there was a stranger at home now. But it is too timid and autistic. It doesn't dare to take the initiative to attack. I dare to lie alone on the crescent sickle. Peep quietly. Since Ishigami has planned a sneak attack next. First, hide yourself in an absolutely hidden location. You can guarantee that you will kill with one strike. His stone melting skill cannot be used all the time. Ishigami first scanned the surrounding area, looking for a place to hide. As a result, a living creature was found here. A chicken. Squatting in the corner of the vegetable garden. Seems to be taking a nap. Ishigami ignored it. Then he tiptoed into the bedroom inside. He planned to hide behind the bedroom door, so that he would be safe. Ishigami slipped into the bedroom and discovered that there was a long, sickle-shaped weapon beside the bedroom wall. Perfect. Ishigami decided to use this weapon for a sneak attack later. He picked up the crescent sickle. Also put it quietly next to you. Xiao He was very scared and did not dare to attack this person actively. But what's too much is that this person actually took the initiative to approach it. What's even more outrageous is that he reaches out to touch it. Its snake skin is very sensitive. If someone touches it, it will make it feel irritated and very uncomfortable. Xiao He was angry. It stared angrily at the man with its small black eyes. Apart from the owner, the only person who can touch it is the beautiful female snake. Ishigami felt something was wrong. He discovered that the crescent scythe next to him could actually move. He turned around. A snake's head enlarged in front of his eyes, and it rushed toward him with its wide-open mouth. Ishigami was shocked. I just wanted to activate the skill. Then his eyes suddenly went dark, and he didn't know anything anymore. Ishigami didn't even think about it until he died. How could he be assassinated by a sickle when he fell down? Zhou Yigang returned to the cave from outside and was in a good mood. Although no trace of adult dinosaurs has been found. But in exchange for 187 energy stones from primitive tribes. The harvest this time is no less than that in the snake's nest. He was not sure about upgrading his base to level 3 at first. Now as long as he is willing, he can use the materials he has accumulated so far to get started. Directly upgrade the base to level 3. Zhou Yi can be sure that the entire 851 area. No, even in the World Channel, there are not many people who can upgrade to the 3rd level base so quickly. Because the materials required for the 3rd level base are outrageous. You can't just rely on luck. As soon as Zhou Yi entered the door, he immediately became alert. There's a thief in the house. The habits he retained from his time in the army. I am used to placing everything at home neatly. Once touched, he will notice it immediately. Zhou Yi doesn't need to judge anything. Just by looking at the furnishings in the house, he could tell that there was a burglar. Moreover, there is an extra pair of shoe prints in the vegetable garden. Zhou Yi immediately ordered the mistress to search the house. The mistress walked around everywhere but found nothing. Zhou Yi also went to check the things at home and found that nothing was missing. What's going on? Could this thief be passing by? It wasn't until he saw Xiao Hei's belly bulging that he solved the case. Zhou Yi immediately touched Xiao Hei's head. Not bad, the dry ground is beautiful. The task of looking after the house was accomplished very well. If Zhou Yi knew the truth, I'm afraid he wouldn't think so. Xiao Hei was lying on the crescent moon sickle at this time. When his stomach was full, he didn't want to move. I just want to take a nap, and when I am full, the food in my stomach will be digested. Zhou Yi saw that Xiaosun's eyes were drowsy, so he didn't disturb his sleep. Then Zhou Yi began to think on the spot. How could a thief break into the house? There is a mimic shield outside his base, so ordinary people can't even notice it. Zhou Yi went to check the regional channels. It turned out that it couldn't be someone from the Fire Alliance. Finally Zhou Yi judged. There are experts. Someone should do it for Li Yan's verbal promise to upgrade the base to level 3. Came to commit suicide. As a result, he was swallowed by Xiao Hei. It can only be said that he has the ability to come in, but has no brains to get out. To sum it up, he is a fool. Li Yan is sitting in his home. Face gloomy. Ishigami was killed. Not long ago, someone in his friend list was removed from the list. The name on the stone also turned gray. Li Yan originally planned to use Shisheng to find that person. What a waste. He's actually dead. After these days of investigation by the Tinder Alliance, there are not many people left on the list. Li Yan can basically target those few people. After this incident, the Fire Alliance expanded. This is actually a good thing for him. The next step is to investigate one by one and find his base. After Zhou Yi opened the World Channel, he searched for excellent props. Find excellent helmet making scroll. Excellent level armor making scroll. As expected, these two things have not been bought yet. Because the transaction conditions offered by the seller are outrageous. Zhou Yi directly proposed to exchange energy stones. The two sellers readily agreed to the terms of the transaction. After some bargaining between the two parties, Zhou Yi caught some energy stones. Finally got these two things. Because he can still get energy stones by trading with primitive tribes. And he can get energy stones by just using ordinary snake meat. Zhou Yi immediately went to collect excellent level helmets and the materials needed for excellent level armors. Only then did I realize that the asking prices for these materials were also quite expensive. The 50 excellent grade metal pieces in his hand were not enough, and he had to find Zhao Qingkong. In addition to the metal pieces, there are other valuable items. But now that you have decided to buy it, you can't make careful calculations. At critical times, you have to rely on these things to survive. After Zhou Yi found Zhao Qingkong, he shed some blood. I exchanged 100 pieces of excellent snake meat with Zhao Qingkong to get enough metal pieces. I gathered other materials. Finally, an excellent helmet and an excellent armor were created. Both pieces of equipment are full coverage. The helmet only exposes the eyes. Perfectly protects the entire head including the neck. There is also a layer of cushioning inside to offset the cushioning force. This is to prevent direct shock to death due to a heavy blow to the head. The armor is also divided into 2 layers, inner and outer. There is also a layer of soft armor that fits the body inside. It is shockproof and covers all vital points of the body. The defensive attribute is much higher than that of sophisticated armor. Zhou Yi bought this armor just to deal with people from the Fire Alliance. Think of him wearing full armor and holding a Macedonian spear, like a bunch of fools from the Fire Alliance. He can kill a lot of people by himself. Zhou Yi was very satisfied with the armor he chose. Just put the armor in my backpack. I received a new chat message. Zhou Yi was surprised by the person who sent him the message. The person who contacted him turned out to be Wang Ming. Wang Ming is the founder of the Hope Alliance. Recently, with Li Yan's sky-high bounty, the Fire Alliance has become very famous in regional channels. The Hope Alliance was completely suppressed. In the past, we could even share the world with the Fire Alliance. Now being crushed to death. Wang Ming sent a message at this time. Zhou Yi could also guess the reason. Wang Ming, you were the one who took away the spoils of the snake nest in the end, right? Zhou Yi. Zhou Yi did not expect that Wang Ming would directly point out this matter as soon as he came up. It seems that I can no longer hide my identity after all. Wang Ming can directly guess that he did it, which means that he must have his own resources behind it. And he will not be weaker than Li Yan. The founder of an alliance cannot be underestimated. Zhou Yi, I don't want to hear unnecessary words. What do you want from me? Since it was Wang Ming who took the initiative to find him, Zhou Yi didn't need to be polite. Wang Ming. Refreshing. If that's the case, then I won't talk nonsense. I've long been unhappy with the Fire Alliance. You set the fire in the snake nest, right? Since the credit is clearly yours, are you willing to be smeared like this by Li Yan? Zhou Yi. So what if you don't give in? Some people are desperately looking for me for money. Wang Ming. Haha, Brother Zhou is open-minded, how about I help you clear your name? The Fire Alliance is not worthy of having the snake nest trophies. Zhou Yi, what is your purpose of helping me? Wang Ming, I said, I don't like the Fire Alliance. I don't want to sit back and watch the Fire Alliance dominate. Zhou Yi, no, if you do this, I will be exposed. Wang Ming, well, actually you should know that there are only a few thousand people in an area. No matter how well you hide it, the investigation will still find you. Why don't you reveal your identity and have a real fight with the Fire Alliance to see whose fist is stronger? Zhou Yi, no, at least for the time being, I don't want to be exposed. Wang Ming, okay, I'll give you 3 more days to think about it. Even if I can wait for you, they won't wait for you. You should think about it yourself. After saying that, Wang Ming hung up the chat window. Zhou Yi didn't take Wang Ming's warning to heart. Of course he has his plans. Looking at the mistress getting stronger and stronger. Zhou Yi touched its big head. Now Shaoxin can eat nearly 400 kilograms of food a day. Nearly 1/3 of its weight. If this trend continues, soon there will be no one on this island that can rival it. Plus Zhou Yi, he and Xiao San join forces, no matter how many soldiers from the Fire Alliance come, it will be useless. Only by making yourself invincible can you have the capital to negotiate. In the next 3 days, the Tinder Alliance keeps reducing the number of investigation targets. One suspect after another was eliminated. The Fire Alliance has finally locked the target. A large-scale search of these people's bases began on the island. Li Yan has already given orders on the regional channel. Once the base is discovered, the base crystal will be destroyed directly. Zhou Yi directly ignored Li Yan's warning. Every day I still go down the cliff to fish and collect seafood. Continue to sell your own seafood on the World Channel. The daily harvest of the fishery has been quite stable recently. Steady harvest of 3 to 5 tons of seafood every day. It became Zhou Yi's stable source of income. After the last phantom dragon attack, the fishery has been stable for some time under the watch of the Sea Scorpion King. In the future, even if the magic dragon invades the fishing ground again, Zhou Yi said that he would take his mistress with him to have a try with the magic dragon. He was timid last time, but this time he has strong troops and strong horses. There is no reason to give in anymore. In addition to going to the fishing grounds, Zhou Yi continues to take Shaoxin to the island to look for adult dinosaurs every day. But Zhou Yi searched for several days and couldn't even see the shadow of the dinosaur. Maybe there is only one dinosaur left on the island, Shaoxin. If the dinosaur is not found, Zhou Yi will not be able to advance to the level of animal trainer. He was also depressed. In addition, it is said that the Fire Alliance has set up a blockade on the island to pursue and intercept them. Zhou Yi swaggered around the island for 3 days. Didn't even meet anyone from the Fire Alliance. Zhou Yi guessed that maybe he had been wandering around an area where wild beasts were infested. Those in the Fire Alliance only dare to stop wild beasts in safe areas where they are not frequent. Both sides just missed it perfectly. In the regional channel, some news that is not conducive to the Fire Alliance also began to spread everywhere. Some people say, it was not the Fire Alliance that stopped the python from spreading on the island, but because of a fire in the snake's nest, hundreds of thousands of pythons were burned to death in one fire. This has greatly eased the spread of python disasters. It is a very selfish and unethical behavior for the Pyro Alliance to rush for other people's trophies even though they have not accomplished anything. Such remarks have obviously shaken some people's views on the Fire Alliance. Zhou Yi could tell at a glance that these messages were sent by people from the Hope Alliance. He asked Wang Ming to wait. Wang Ming couldn't wait any longer. He didn't listen to Zhou Yi and started a public opinion war in advance. Wang Ming was not something he could control, and Zhou Yi didn't mean to blame him. Someone has been asking on the channel who set the fire. Apparently, the person who set the fire. He is the one who really saved everyone. But no one has come forward to admit it personally. This matter is once again in suspense. Li Yan saw that no one acknowledged it at all, so he shamelessly blamed the climate on the island for the fire in the snake nest. There is an active volcano on the island, which erupts a little spark from time to time and splashes into the snake nest. That caused the forest fire. Li Yan made up nonsense and got support from some people. Because Li Yan's analysis makes sense. There is indeed a huge volcano on the island, which is currently in an unstable state. An eruption is possible at any time. Li Yan reversed the public opinion and was secretly chuckling. Unexpectedly, people from the Hope Alliance came to disrupt the situation again. It is directly questioned that Li Yan does not have the ability to pay for all the materials to upgrade the 3rd level base. This sentence is undoubtedly a slap in the face. Li Yan immediately jumped out to refute. When someone asked him to take out the energy stones that must be used to upgrade the 3rd level base, Li Yan held it in for a long time, but he didn't even get a fart out. The face was hit with a slap sound on the spot. Li Yan finally said something cruel. Whoever can bring people to me, I will give him the energy stone. Then he went into hiding. Everyone obviously didn't believe it. If they couldn't get the energy stone, they wouldn't be convincing. Immediately started to curse in the regional channel. Li Yan is a liar. It's all in vain that I helped find so many heavenly beings. It turns out that I can't even get the energy stone. Everyone, please leave. The Fire Alliance is a joke. Quote. A group of people on the regional channel were taunting him. At this time, Li Yan was also furious. Of course he knows that someone in the regional channel is setting the pace, and the person setting the pace is probably the Alliance of Hope. Wang Ming, this LYB, you are dead. Li Yan cursed harshly. Of course he can get an energy stone with his methods, but it just requires a little sacrifice. But it would be difficult to get 100 energy stones. Besides, He didn't intend to give it in the first place, he just took advantage of the following mentality of most people. Li Yan is also frantically searching for energy stones all over the map. Now there is no doubt that whoever has the energy stone can seize the opportunity. At this time, someone from the Fire Alliance came over below. Master Li, we discovered the whereabouts of the energy stone. Li Yan was shocked. Where? Just in a primitive tribe on the island. It has been exactly 3 days since the last appointment with the old chief. Zhou Yi brought another pile of cut snake meat this time. Thinking of the trebuchet the old chief showed him last time. Although Zhou Yi felt that this thing was useless to him, it would be good if he could exchange it. Zhou Yi plans to negotiate with the old chief again. See if you can get the trebuchet crafting scroll from his hand. I haven't set foot in the Chigu tribe yet. Zhou Yi discovered something was wrong. Thick smoke billowed from the depths of the trees not far away. Thick black smoke rose into the sky. This seems to be man-made. There was also a faint sound of shouting for death in Zhou Yi's ears. Mistress, speed up the pace. Zhou Yi immediately urged. When Zhou Yi rode his mistress to the Chigu tribe, the 2 guards standing guard at the entrance of the tribe were found to be seriously injured and lying in a pool of blood. Seeing this scene, Zhou Yi was surprised. The Chigu tribe was invaded. Zhou Yi immediately rushed in with his mistress. As soon as he entered, Zhou Yi saw Li Yan leading a group of people from the Fire Alliance standing in front of the village to intimidate the old chief. Several members of the Chigu tribe were lying on the ground in a mess. It seems that the poisonous hand of the Fire Alliance has been ruined. The chief of the Chigu tribe saw a group of strangers breaking into the tribe. Based on the idea that since we are the same kind, we should be treated kindly. The group was given a warm welcome. But who knew that Li Yan was in trouble? He actually asked them for all the totem stones of the tribe. And don't negotiate terms with them. Just ask him to hand over all the totem stones. Otherwise, kill all the women and children in the tribe. This practice of eating people without spitting out the bones is just like the Chago tribe. The old chief couldn't figure it out. They are the same people, so why are this group different from the handsome young man who came a few days ago? We are all human beings. Although the old chief was forced to kneel on the ground at this time. But he still dared to raise his neck, spit at them and curse loudly. You are not worthy of being human at all. Chakan also knelt on the ground. His chest was covered with bloody gashes. Obviously, he resisted. But never fought. Each of these people has sophisticated weapons in their hands. He is also wearing armor. They are no match for them with their bone spears. I'll say it again, hand over the energy stone. I'm in a bad mood. Don't let me say it a second time. Li Yan said. Although the old chief was bent over, his backbone was strong. You want to kill all the women and children. This will make our tribe extinct. I, the Chigu tribe, will not agree even if I die. Li Yan was too lazy to talk nonsense with the chief. Since you won't hand it over, I'll search it myself. Then he directly made a move and slaughtered all this primitive tribe. The Chigu tribe woman next to her was holding her child and watching this scene with horrified eyes. 2 members of the Chigu tribe had knives held to their necks. The mistress who rushed and saw this scene, suddenly angry. It remembered that the 2 primitive people had fed it with fat leaves of turmeric the day before yesterday. I'm going to be slapped today. The mistress let out an angry roar. Hearing this roar, everyone present was startled. Only then did I notice a triceratops, as strong as a bull, rushing in from the door. Riding on the back of the triceratops was a man wearing full armor, a helmet, and holding a spear. Seeing that the Fire Alliance has found the Chigu tribe and seems to want to massacre the entire tribe. If the Chigu tribe disappears, who can I turn to replace my energy stone? Without saying a word, Zhou Yi picked up the Macedonian spear and rushed towards the tribe. Standing in front of the village gate were 2 guards from the Fire Alliance. The 2 guards saw a triceratops suddenly rushing in. The low roar was like muffled thunder exploding in the ears. I was shocked immediately. What's even more surprising is that there is a person riding on the back of the triceratops. Zhou Yi carried a Macedonian spear. When you see the guard, while he is in a daze, sweep him from left to right. The blade flashed. The 2 of them were so frightened that they didn't even have time to resist. Offline one after another. Li Yan was about to take action when he heard 2 screams. Then I saw a man covered in armor rushing in riding a triceratops. The spear was swung left and right, killing the two gatekeepers outside the door as if killing a chicken. Li Yan was shocked and angry. At the same time, I felt that this triceratops looked a bit familiar. It seems like I have seen it somewhere. After thinking about it carefully, I realized that this was not the triceratops I met in the snake nest. He had only seen a triceratops once on this island. Then the identity of this person will be clear. Isn't it the thief he has been looking for more than a week? Target appears. Besides him, who else can control a triceratops across the island? After Li Yan reacted, he immediately shouted, "Him! Catch him quickly! This is the person we are looking for. He is the enemy of our Fire Alliance." Zhou Yi wears a helmet on his face. Li Yan couldn't see Zhou Yi's appearance at all, couldn't determine his identity, and didn't know his name. It can only be replaced by he. After Li Yang roared, everyone in the Fire Alliance woke up. Immediately formed a circle of encirclement and surrounded them directly. This time, in order to get the energy stone without any accident, Li Yan brought many people over. There were 70 or 80 members of the Fire Alliance present. About 30 of them are direct descendants of Li Yan. He is also a direct descendant of the Li group. Li Yan is the young master of the Li group on Earth, and his direct descendants are all members of the Li group. Because these people have been working for the Li group since they were on Earth. After traveling to this world simultaneously, they still continued to choose to be dogs for the Li family. About 40 or 50 others. He was a new recruit after Li Yan founded the Fire Alliance. Almost all the people who gathered around were direct descendants of the Li group. The remaining members did not take immediate action. "We are not fools. Good guy, forget about your night charge, you are riding a triceratops. Who can withstand this? Look at that sturdy armor again. The sharp spear of more than 2 meters is like a heavy cavalry charge. Whoever comes will die." A group of archers on the periphery took out their bows and arrows. Directly draw the bow and shoot the arrow. In an instant, a hail of arrows hit Zhou Yi and Xiao San. Ping 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 ping. The arrows hit Zhou Yi's armor and bounced away. Zhou Yi rushed over despite the rain of arrows like a normal person. The excellent level armor bought at a sky-high price would be unjustifiable if it couldn't stop a hail of arrows. Xiao San even closed his eyes, used his big head as a shield, and charged against the rain of arrows. Hiss! A series of gasping sounds came from the Fire Alliance camp. This man dared to break in alone, and he turned out to be really awesome. No wonder dared to steal the Fire Alliance's loot alone. Sure enough, there is something. These people sighed and wandered around in place. Then, they saw an even more perverted scene. The direct descendants of the Li family who had gathered around took advantage of the large number of people to operate on the Triceratops first. But these people underestimated Xiaosan's explosive power. Xiaosan is like a land tank when he rushes forward. Trampled with 4 hooves, all those who stood in front of him were trampled to death or directly knocked away. No one can stop it. At this time, a man carrying a huge shield jumped out and stopped in front of Xiao San. This man is very strong, with obvious muscle outlines. At first glance, he looks like a macho man. The mistress rushed over and got one horn. The macho man looked like he was hit by a truck. He was directly hit and flew dozens of meters away. I made a group of Tinder Alliance members look stupid. The impact is comparable to that of a tank. The strong man holding the shield resisted Xiao San's charge, his body turned into a white light, and he was completely offline. Seeing the macho man dead, several other direct descendants were also shocked. This tough guy obviously has some strength, and he usually eats the meat of wild beasts. Unexpectedly, he flew away as soon as he was hit. Zhou Yi's only target was Li Yan, so he drove Xiaosan and rushed towards Li Yan. Whoever dares to come up to stop him will swing his heavy spear without hesitation. Send him to reincarnation. Zhou Yi now lifts more than 1,000 kilograms horizontally. The force of a spear striking down exceeds 1.5 tons. Except for the one holding the shield just now, no one among these direct members can stop them. Zhou Yi has a clear goal and only wants to kill Li Yan. Li Yan saw that Zhou Yi didn't care about anyone else and went directly to kill him. I also felt a little panicked, seeing that none of the Pyro Alliance members hired from outside dared to come up. Li Yan immediately shouted, Kill this person for me. I will guarantee it in my own name and the reward will be doubled. Chapter 51. Hearing Li Yan's roar, those who were originally timid suddenly became excited. Under heavy rewards, there must be brave men. Immediately, someone rushed forward with weapons in hand. Seeing the first person rushing, the others immediately exposed their greedy nature. A swarm of bees swarmed up. Zhou Yi's original target was only Li Yan. If anyone dares to stop him, don't blame him for being ruthless. The Fire Alliance members who were watching the show from a distance all rushed up at the same time because of Li Yan's words. Although they are all miscellaneous fish. But having too many people puts pressure on Zhou Yi. These people keep shooting arrows or harassing him from a distance, which is also a trouble for him. Zhou Yi immediately drew out the horn bow on his back. 3 arrows on the string. Shoot 3 times in a row. Several people were sent to reincarnation on the spot. Ooh, a long trumpet sound suddenly sounded. I saw the old chief of the Chigu tribe blowing his horn high. After hearing the trumpet sound, the primitive people of the Chigu tribe picked up the bone spears in their hands again. Throw them collectively into the crowd. Cha Kan also pulled out the stone knife on his waist and said a few words in his mouth. Zhou Yi understood. It probably means, our friends, don't be afraid. We are here to help you. Then Cha Kan led a group of primitive people and rushed towards the Fire Alliance camp. The scene suddenly turned into a 3-party melee between Zhou Yi, the Chigu tribe and the Fire Alliance. Zhou Yi waved his spear. As long as people from the Fire Alliance are close to him, take it away with one spear. With an arm strength of 1,000 kilograms, it can basically cut a child with one knife, just like cutting leeks, and pull out a large piece with one stroke. No one can stop it. Zhou Yi's terrifying combat power scared everyone silly. Li Yan kept retreating. Keep signaling to the men around you to rush forward. There are also 2 masters hiding around Li Yan. These 2 people were originally bodyguards, responsible for protecting Li Yan's safety. One is good at boxing and the other is good at legs. After arriving here, Li Yan fed them wild beast meat for every meal and bought them a pair of boxing gloves and a pair of leggings respectively to maximize the power of their fists and feet. Seeing the Triceratops rushing over, the 2 bodyguards immediately rushed forward under the signal from Li Yan's eyes. Zhou Yi only saw a person jumping out of a pile of miscellaneous fish. Wearing a pair of extra-large gloves on both hands, he clenched his fists hard to catch his falling spear. This man is very powerful. Zhou Yi twitched but didn't pull away. A pair of fists clamped on him like iron pliers, with astonishing strength. Another person kicked at him, intending to kick him off the back of the Triceratops. The 2 have worked together for many years and have formed a tacit understanding with each other. This leg trainer has been working on his legs for 20 years. Coupled with long-term eating of wild beast meat, one kick can kill a dire wolf. If this kick was successful, Zhou Yi would definitely fall off the back of the Triceratops. The mistress flicked her tail at a critical moment, and this flick caused the guard to kick her in the air. Zhou Yi's position has also changed. He swung his spear and smashed it down, and the kicker couldn't defend himself at all. When the spear fell down, it turned into white light on the spot. Only then did the other guard who was driving the fist react. It's not just Zhou Yi they have to deal with. And Zhou Yi's Triceratops. He just figured it out. The mistress's tail has already been whipped over. This man put up a pair of fist gloves to defend him. But he didn't escape Zhou Yi's spear swept down from above. Soon he followed in his brother's footsteps. After killing the Fist brothers, Zhou Yi continued to rush towards Li Yan. Li Yan was sweating from behind. He didn't expect that the 2 bodyguards who had been with him for many years were defeated. This person was so terrifying that one person directly picked over 30 of them. Li Yan immediately thought of quitting. Tear open a teleportation scroll and prepare to escape. Zhou Yi kept staring at him. Draw the bow and arrow. When Li Yan tore open the teleportation scroll, an arrow shot straight towards Li Yan. Zhou Yi used all his strength to shoot this arrow. But Li Yan was wearing armor and only heard a scream. Then Li Yan was sucked in by the teleportation halo. Zhou Yi asked the mistress to stop and secretly said it was a pity. It would have been better if Li Yan didn't have that armor to defend himself. Zhou Yi jumped off Xiao San's back, and the leaders of the Fire Alliance were so frightened that they ran away. The remaining direct descendants were also killed by Chakan and his clan members. None of the other people are so weak-minded as to dare to come and die at this time. Fenfin raised his hands and surrendered, saying that he had nothing to do with the Fire Alliance. Zhou Yi looked at these people coldly. Many of these people were after him for money. You were so murderous towards yourself just now, and now you just want to get rid of responsibility with just one sentence. Ridiculous. Even if Zhou Yi killed all these people, they deserved it. But Zhou Yi didn't do this, but he wouldn't let them go easily. Let them throw down all the valuable things and materials they have and get out. These people also know that Zhou Yi is not easy to mess with. In order to survive, they all gave up their wealth to eliminate disasters. The ground was littered with a pile of sophisticated weapons and various materials. These people are not very good at it, and if they are good at it, they won't work for the Pyro Alliance. The materials are basically ordinary grade, and fine grade ones are rare. There are only 2 excellent grade metal pieces that Zhou Yi can like. Zhou Yi used a sack to put everything on the ground into it. Before leaving, Zhou Yi asked each of them to curse in the channel. Li Yan is just a coward. He is a coward and just runs away when he meets someone. So on the regional channel, this sentence appeared neatly. Li Yan is such a softie. He's a coward and just runs away with his head in his arms when he meets someone. The queue was very neat, with dozens of lines lined up. The key is that the people who posted this sentence are all members of the Fire Alliance. This is not a slap in the face, this is a kick in the face. Li Yan was probably furious when he saw it. After feeling sick to Li Yan, Zhou Yi let them go very readily. After a group of people left in large numbers, Zhou Yi picked up the sophisticated weapons scattered on the ground and walked towards the village. Chakan was injured to begin with, and he was forced to fight with the injury just now. At this time, the injury was more serious. He was supported by 2 primitive people and lay aside. Zhou Yi walked up and handed Chakan a roll of bandages. It is better to cooperate with the people on the island than to cooperate with these simple primitive people, which makes people feel at ease. Chakan glanced at him gratefully and asked his 2 subordinates to help him wrap it up. He was indeed seriously injured. Zhou Yi has plenty of bandages in his backpack. Later, Zhou Yi came to the old chief and said, "Give all these sophisticated weapons to the Chigu tribe members." The old chief was immediately flattered. Zhou Yi has already rescued their Chigu tribe. Now I have to give them so many things. How could the old chief ask for such a great favor? Zhou Yi didn't give it away for nothing. He wanted to use these sophisticated weapons to exchange for the energy stones in the old chief's hands. The 2 primitive people next to the old chief are the young men who fed the mistress the leaves of the grass last time. When I saw that Xiaosan had rescued them, I was immediately overjoyed. Then he ran to pick a lot of fresh jukou leaves for Xiaosan to eat. You saved the entire Chigu tribe and are the benefactor of our tribe. Of course I can give you the totem stone. The old chief was not stingy this time. When 2 primitive people pushed a cart of stones that shone with purple light, Zhou Yi was also shocked. These are all the totem stones our tribe has, said the old chief. The old chief did not lie. When Zhou Yi stuffed these totem stones into his dimensional backpack, a total of 891 grids were filled. There are about 200 totem stones left in the car. The old chief was about to give these 200 totem stones to Zhou Yi. Zhou Yi did not accept it. You keep these totem stones to deal with wild beasts. Zhou Yi also left all the sophisticated weapons to them. And told the old chief, because there are energy stones here, the Fire Alliance will not let you go. With these weapons in your hands, you are no longer afraid of them. The old chief was grateful and angry. I am grateful to Zhou Yi for being willing to help them like this. What makes them angry is that those greedy people still care about them. Zhou Yi also has a premium armor making scroll in his hand. From the pile of materials seized just now, he took out all the fine-grade metal pieces and gave them to the old chief. Let them make armor out of this. Bone spears alone are not enough to defeat the Fire Alliance. They must have the same weapons as them. Zhou Yi helped the Chigu tribe so much. It's because the Fire Alliance wants to deal with the Chigu tribe. In doing so, you can use the Chigu tribe to weaken the Fire Alliance. By helping the Chigu tribe, Zhou Yi was helping himself. The old chief was so moved that he could not speak for Zhou Yi's kindness. From now on, Zhou Yi will be their closest friend and guest of the Chigu tribe. As long as Zhou Yi needs totem stones, their Chigu tribe can help dig more. I am willing to give him the totem stone I dug out for free. Naturally, Zhou Yi will not really do it for free. The old chief's guarantee made Zhou Yi feel that this trip was not a loss. Zhou Yi also gave them some snake meat as food. Zhou Yi also exchanged the trebuchet-making scroll from the old chief and catapult-making scroll. Zhou Yi discovered that this trebuchet was actually made of wood. When used, it must be driven by energy stones. According to the old chief, if you plug in an energy stone, you can throw it 10 times in a row. Powerful. The old chief also showed Zhou Yi their trebuchet. This thing looks very bulky, just like the trebuchets used to siege cities in ancient wars. Only a maximum of 300 kilograms of boulders can be dropped at a time. Such a low weight limit made Zhou Yi not optimistic about its lethality. And this thing is useless as soon as the enemy gets close, and can only attack from a distance. The ancient tribe of Cha-Cha built 10 such heavy trebuchets. They built a watchtower nearby and let the tribe's sentinels stand on it. Once a large beast is discovered, it will immediately use a trebuchet to accurately project. After Zhou Yi got to know him briefly, he gradually lost interest in the trebuchet. Beside the coast of the isolated island, a team of people from the Fire Alliance approached the area near Xia Cave. Zheng Pengfei is also in this team. The Fire Alliance has explored all the places on the island that can be explored, and only these few places are left. Although Zhou Yi never told Zheng Pengfei where he lived, but Zheng Pengfei knew that he would go to the World Channel to sell seafood every day. It can also be roughly inferred that Zhou Yi's base may be on the seaside. Seeing the team getting closer and closer to the coast, Zheng Pengfei couldn't help but feel anxious. I secretly sent a message to Zhou Yi, but Zhou Yi did not reply immediately. Zheng Pengfei stopped the person in front of him. Hey, friend, Li Yan can't produce the energy stone. His promises are all false. Don't listen to him. Zheng Pengfei began to disturb the mentality of these people and thought of various ways to disintegrate the team. Several people in the team also doubted that Li Yan could not produce the materials for the third-level base. When Zheng Pengfei said it, he was a little shaken. But the team leader is a direct descendant of the Li family. I am not happy when I hear this. Even if you can't get the energy stone, you can still get a few other materials. If you don't believe it, just try it and you will know. These few words dispelled the wavering in the hearts of several others. After everyone discussed it, we decided to search here again before talking about it. The team walked along the coast. Someone soon said, I found nothing. Indeed, they did not find any caves here. Relying on the fact that he was the captain and had the power in his hands, the direct descendant said, search again. So the remaining people went back and forth and searched the place several times to confirm that there was really nothing on the top of the stone cliff. I don't know why I'm a direct descendant. Very persistent, thinking there must be something wrong here. Since it's not above, it's below. So he took the people and walked around under the cliff again. Several people were made to complain by him. There is no need to waste time here. The team leader doesn't care about other people's opinions, he just searches for it on his own. According to the information he received, the suspect lived very close to the seaside. So he was sure it was nearby. Continuing to search, he soon discovered a small fishing ground. There is indeed a problem. There is a fishing ground here. The direct descendants shouted loudly. The presence of a fishing ground means that there must be people living here. Several people in the team had looks of surprise on their faces. If they find Zhou Yi's base, they can go back and receive the reward. Only Zheng Pengfei looked very ugly. He was also hesitating in his heart, secretly holding a short knife in his cuff. Don't let them report the news. If they really discovered Zhou Yi's base, he had no choice but to kill these people. Quick, look around. If you find it, you will be rewarded when you return. The direct team leader said excitedly. Several people also spread out here, looking for any hidden caves. But the strange thing is that after searching for a long time, no one found any suspicious caves. If there is a ghost, can this cave be hidden by itself? Everyone searched for a while, and one of them made a new discovery. Pointing to a rope hanging from above. There is a rope here. He must have climbed down along the rope. When everyone saw it, they couldn't help but feel that there was a way to this rope. There was clearly a rope hanging from the bare stone cliff, but not even a hole could be seen on the entire stone cliff. Everyone speculated that it must have been hidden. So the direct team leader immediately ordered a person to climb up along the rope. Zhang Pengfei was secretly anxious. He wished he could kick the man who was climbing the rope down and climb up by himself. He had a hunch in his heart that Zhou Yi's cave must be hidden on this cliff. Zhang Pengfei has begun to hesitate whether to take action and keep all these people here. The captain of this direct lineage has some strength, but he may not be sure when he takes action. While Zhang Pengfei was still hesitating, something suddenly happened on the coast. I saw a huge sea scorpion suddenly jumping out of the sand. The two pliers are 1 meter long. With fierce eyes, he emerged from the sand and pounced on everyone. Everyone was shocked. What is this? The sea scorpion is 3 meters long, has a black and shiny carapace, and looks fierce and ferocious, like a giant monster in a thriller movie. Before the Fire Alliance team had time to react, one of them had his legs clamped. The man was shocked and immediately took out his weapon to resist. The long knife struck the sea scorpion's back again and again. There was a muffled sound of bang bang. The sea scorpion king used his strength and dragged him directly into the sand. Save. The sound stopped suddenly. Unable to even cry out for help, it turned into a white light and disappeared. Everyone was frightened at the same time. What kind of ancient monster is this? Seeing the sea scorpion king rushing towards several people again, the direct team leader immediately gave the order. Kill this sea worm first. Several people picked up long knives and extremely sharp stone axes. At the same time, he greeted Sea Scorpion. This Sea Scorpion king is naturally Zhou Yi's one. He was ordered to guard the fishery here. No one is allowed near here. Seeing these people appear, it jumped onto the ground without fear. Zhang Pengfei was still weighing his strength just now, and he couldn't help but feel ecstatic when he saw this sea scorpion. At this time, the team leader saw that someone in the team was not on board, so he immediately asked, why don't you come? What answered him was a sharp flash of sword light. At the same time, Zhang Pengfei cursed loudly. I'll kill you. Zhang Pengfei cursed. The snake's nest was burned down by a fire. How can the Fire Alliance pretend that others have stolen the fruit? Why are you pretending to be the Justice League here? You don't have any shame. The team leader did not expect that someone in the team would suddenly jump out and rebel. Spray the Tinder Alliance all over the place. Several other people were also confused by this chaotic situation. There is also a sea scorpion staring covetously ahead. I was stabbed in the back again. For a moment, I didn't even know which side to fight first. This is what Zhang Pengfei wants. He slashed the squad leader's neck with a knife. The team leader is indeed a team leader. Although the incident happened suddenly, the response was very quick. He twisted his neck to avoid the fatal blow. At the same time, he drew out the scimitar from his back and slashed at Zhang Pengfei. The Sea Scorpion King on the other side doesn't care about this. Anyone who invades the fishing ground is an enemy. Lift up 2 big iron pliers. Click, cut. 2 more people were sent to turn into white light. The remaining members of the Fire Alliance did not dare to be distracted and concentrated on dealing with the sea scorpion in front of them. Zhang Pengfei is not bad at it. He has eaten dinosaur meat before. Fighting a 10-meter-long giant python alone, one person killed 3. He deliberately hid this achievement. As soon as the team leader and Zhang Pengfei fought, he realized that something was wrong with this man. This subordinate, no, this traitor has something awesome. If he hadn't reacted quickly just now, he would have been beheaded with a knife. The squad leader asked, "Are you from the Alliance of Hope?" Zhang Pengfei looked at him coldly. "I'm going to kill you today. I'm not a member of the Hope Alliance, because the person you are chasing is my savior. You, the Fire Alliance, took the credit for stopping the Python disaster and blamed him. I can't stand your selfish approach." After saying that, looking at the shocked expression on the squad leader's face, Zhang Pengfei used all his strength and slashed it with his knife. Zhang Pengfei used all his strength with this sword. The force of the knife falling down is more than 1 ton. Directly cut the squad leader's knife into 2 pieces. The castration of the blade continued unabated, and by the way, the team leader was sent to the west. After Zhang Pengfei killed the team leader with a knife, he also didn't let go of the remaining 2 members of the Fire Alliance. Working together with Sea Scorpion, they took care of the remaining 2 people. If it were his enemy, Zhang Pengfei might still show mercy. But if these 2 people want to harm Zhou Yi, it is impossible for Zhang Pengfei to let them go. After killing all these people, Zhang Pengfei also understood that he must have been exposed, and it was impossible to return to the Fire Alliance now. I licked the bags of these people respectively. Zhang Pengfei discovered that this team leader was the richest. At this time, the Sea Scorpion who fought side by side with him and killed everyone suddenly rushed towards him with 2 large iron pincers held high. The Sea Scorpion obviously regarded him as an enemy. Zhang Pengfei was a little dumbfounded. This Sea Scorpion helped him a lot. Now I must have stepped into its territory to be attacked by it. Zhang Pengfei didn't know whether he should kill it or not. At this time, a strange whistle came from the top of the stone cliff. After hearing the sound, the Sea Scorpion, which had been showing its teeth and claws, immediately put down its claws and got into the beach. It's Zhou Yi who's back. Zhou Yi stood on the stone cliff. Zhang Pengfei looked at him excitedly. Zhou Yi said hello to him, and then followed a thick hemp rope, swinging from the top of the cliff into the smooth stone cliff like a swing. Zhang Pengfei thought he was dazzled. After looking carefully, he confirmed that he was not dazzled just now. It turns out that Zhou Yi's base is actually hidden on the smooth and flat surface of the cliff. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he wouldn't have been able to see it even if he was standing underneath. Zhang Pengfei couldn't help but start to admire Zhou Yilai. Sure enough, he was hidden deep enough. No wonder he could do it on his own and the Fire Alliance couldn't find him. Zhou Yi threw down a hemp rope from outside the cave door and asked Zhang Pengfei to climb up along the rope. After Zhang Pengfei entered the stone cliff cave, only then did I understand what was going on outside. It's like setting up a phantom array at the entrance of the base. Only when you get close will the entrance to the cave appear. Zhou Yi greeted Zhang Pengfei and sat down in the cave. Zhou Yi saw the message Zhang Pengfei sent just now. Just when he saw it, Zhou Yi rode his mistress and hurried home in a hurry. When he rushed back, he found that the team from the Fire Alliance that had reached his door had been wiped out by Zhang Pengfei alone. You can't go back to the Fire Alliance now, can you? Zhou Yi asked. Zhang Pengfei slapped his thigh. It's a good thing that I can't go back. From now on, I will completely and officially withdraw from the Fire Alliance. It's the right time for Zhang Pengfei to withdraw from the Fire Alliance. Anyway, now Zhou Yi is an open enemy of the Fire Alliance. But if Zhang Pengfei withdraws, he will definitely suffer revenge from the Fire Alliance. Because Zhang Pengfei did not quit normally, he quit after killing 6 members of the Fire Alliance. Forget about others, that squad leader is a direct descendant of the Li group. Li Yan will not let Zhang Pengfei go. Zhang Pengfei, I'm not afraid of them at all. If the Fire Alliance dares to come to us, I will fight them at the worst possible time. Then Zhang Pengfei showed a hint of bitterness on his face. Unfortunately, what I'm most worried about is Xiao Yu. It doesn't matter if I die, I'm just afraid that without anyone to protect her, she will be bullied by the people from the Fire Alliance. Then it would be a great loss for me to die. Don't say such things. Zhou Yi waved his hand and said to Zhang Pengfei, if you really die, let me take care of your sister. Zhang Pengfei heard this sentence. The expression on his face became wonderful. This is what he is looking forward to. Unexpectedly, Zhou Yi said it himself. Zhang Pengfei immediately said, okay, brother Zhou, as long as you say this, my life, Zhang Pengfei, is yours. Zhou Yi looked at the expression on Zhang Pengfei's face and realized that his words seemed to have caused misunderstanding. I immediately told Zhang Pengfei. He just had a fight with the Fire Alliance in the Chigu tribe. Li Yan's current goal must be to keep an eye on the Chigu tribe's energy stone. I won't be distracted by such trivial matters. So Zhang Pengfei and Xiao Yu are safe for the time being. Li Yan is a person who is only interested in profit. If you don't get the energy stone from the Chigu tribe, it will definitely come back next time. Li Yan must understand that the energy stone is the most critical thing now. In the face of such a big thing as fighting for energy stones, all other small things can be put aside. Now Zhang Pengfei just needs to develop with peace of mind. There are Chigu tribesmen standing in front. As long as the energy stone does not fall into Li Yan's hands, Zhang Pengfei and Xiao Yu will be safe. Zhang Pengfei also felt that Zhou Yi's analysis was reasonable. What Zhou Yi wants to know most now is the location of Li Yan's base. Several times when I was about to kill him, I let him run away using the scroll to return to the city. Zhou Yi was very unwilling. But Zhang Pengfei has been in the Fire Alliance for so long, and he still hasn't figured out where Li Yan's base is. Li Yan is a very cautious person, and only a few of his cronies know the location of the base. Zhou Yi could only give up temporarily. Next time maybe he'll tie a stinger grenade to the arrow's tail. Blast Li Yan to death before he escapes. Afterwards, the two people continued to chat about how to fight against the Fire Alliance next. We talked until late at night. In the end, the topic unexpectedly turned to women. Zhang Pengfei said, "We often go out during the day, and we still need someone to look after the door for us at home. It's not a big deal that Xiao Yu and I have been living together. If Xiao Yu can have a shelter from the wind and rain, I will feel at ease. Brother Zhou, what do you think?" Zhou Yi always felt that Zhang Pengfei was hinting at something. He also agreed with the first half of Zhang Pengfei's sentence, but the second half was a bit intriguing. Zhou Yi sighed. Yes, Xiao Yu is almost an adult, right? Zhang Pengfei, we've already come to this place, why are we still talking about adults and minors? The female eldest brother, Brother Zhou, I actually think so. Before Zhang Pengfei could finish speaking, Zhou Yi immediately interrupted him, somewhat dumbfounded. Pengfei, I understand what you mean. I keep my word. If Xiao Yu is placed with me, I will definitely help you take good care of her. But it's still early, have you forgotten that I am still the #1 enemy of the Fire Alliance? If Li Yan sends people to my base again and I am not at home, what will Xiao Yu do? Zhang Pengfei thinks it makes sense. Therefore, it is better to eliminate the Fire Alliance first and wait for the situation on the isolated island to stabilize before talking about anything else. The two chatted for a while, until Xiao Yu sent a message, worried that her brother hadn't gone back so late. Zhang Pengfei stood up and left. After Zhang Pengfei left, Zhou Yi took stock of his belongings and found that he now held 900 energy stones in his hand. Excellent grade metal sheet X43. Excellent grade snake meat X273. Intermediate blood source essence X1857. These are high-end materials that he can now trade, and their transaction value in the market is also high. Exchange it for some of the rarest items, such as excellent props, and others will recognize it. There are still a bunch of berries, fine-grade metal pieces, elementary blood essence, fine-grade stones, etc. left. There is also some trading value, but it cannot be exchanged for excellent level props, which are sub-level materials. With the wealth in his hands now, Zhou Yi can definitely attack a wave of third-level bases. If he upgrades his base to level 3 now, the Fire Alliance will definitely be restless. The situation on the island will be more passive. There is a significant gap between the third-level base and the second-level base. A comparison between the two sides is a dimensionality reduction attack. Due to the scarcity of energy stones, only a handful of people in the entire world channel have been upgraded to level 3 bases. According to the news revealed on the world channel, the third-level base is more powerful than the second-level base in two places. First, the third-level base can be moved. Not only can you move on land, you can even move across seas and in the air. You can change the orientation anytime and anywhere, making it safer and more concealed. Another place to beat the secondary base is the third-level base has autonomous attack capabilities and can install large weapons. Carry out base defense and greatly improve safety attributes. You can even invade other people's secondary bases. Therefore, having a third-level base basically declares who is the boss of a certain area. No one dares to compete with the third-level base. However, because the third-level base is powerful, so the cost is also very expensive. Moreover, the movement and daily maintenance of the third-level base require energy stones to provide energy. Therefore, the cost is also very high. Not everyone can play with the third-level base. Zhou Yi now has 900 energy stones in his hand. Suppose he exchanged a batch of energy stones to upgrade his base. It is also enough to maintain the operation of the third-level base in the short term. Zhou Yi must upgrade his base to level 3. Because the area he is in is an isolated island. And there are no traces of dinosaurs on the island. If he wants to upgrade his animal trainer level, he can only cross the sea to find adult dinosaurs on the opposite continent. Without a third level base, crossing the sea is a problem. Zhou Yi first checked the materials needed to upgrade the third level base. Excellent grade stone X 500. Excellent grade metal sheet X 300. Fine wood X 500. Energy stone X 100. Rubber. If you choose the direction of movement in the air, you need floating stones. This kind of stone, like the energy stone, is not sold in the market at all. If Zhou Yi wants to cross the sea, his first choice is the air direction. Fly directly from the sky. Because the danger in the ocean is far greater than in the sky. Zhou Yi didn't dare to gamble. There is no floating stone on the market. Zhou Yi could only find his old acquaintances. After opening the friend list, Zhou Yi sent a message to Zhao Qingkong. Are you there? Zhao Qingkong. You are so awesome. Do you want to defeat the Tinder Alliance alone? Zhao Qingkong's tone was surprised. Zhou Yi, you know everything. Zhao Qingkong. Rolling eyes, there is such a big commotion in the channel, and I am not blind. Tell me, what are you trying to do with me this time? Sneaky smile. Zhou Yi, I want to ask you if there is a channel for floating stones there. Zhao Qingkong. Floating stone. You're not planning to upgrade your base to level 3, are you? Shocked. Zhou Yi. Is there any problem? Zhao Qingkong. A secondary base on an isolated island. Zhao Qingkong's mouth was slightly open in surprise and could no longer be closed. Zhou Yi inquired about the floating stone and found out that he was really preparing to upgrade the third level base. She also recently had the idea of upgrading the third level base, but the materials for the third level base were too difficult to assemble. Even she only got half of it. Zhao Qingkong asked, do you have all the other materials? Zhou Yi, no, there is still a lot missing. I was planning to ask you. Zhao Qingkong, then you have to think clearly. These materials are currently in scarce supply. They cannot be exchanged for snake meat. They can only be traded for equivalent materials above the excellent level. Zhou Yi, I understand, don't worry, I have the stuff. Do you have the floating stone? Zhao Qingkong, of course I have my own channels, but I'm just afraid that you won't be able to exchange it for something of equal value. Zhou Yi, what do you need? Zhao Qingkong, energy stone. Zhou Yi, Zhao Qingkong, if you have energy stones, I can help you find a way to get floating stones at a ratio of 1:1. If you don't have energy stones, I can also help you get excellent beast meat at a ratio of 20:1. Quote. Zhou Yi, then arrange 100 floating stones for me first. After saying that, Zhao Qingkong found that there were 100 more energy stones sent by Zhou Yi in his trading platform. Looking at the 100 purple clear stones on the trading platform, Zhao Qingkong's big eyes stared straight at him. It turns out that this guy really has an energy stone in his hand. How on earth did he get it? Zhao Qingkong tried his best to get 50 yuan. Zhou Yi took out 100 energy stones without any effort. Zhao Qingkong really wanted to know the whereabouts of the energy stone, but he couldn't ask casually about this kind of thing. If she asked, not only would Zhou Yi not tell her. On the contrary, Zhou Yi will be offended. So she couldn't ask. Zhao Qingkong. Envy, okay. Just wait for me for a moment, and I will help you contact the seller of the floating stone. Zhou Yi waited for less than a few minutes. 100 floating stones appear in the trading platform. Zhao Qingkong's efficiency is quite fast. Zhou Yi took all the floating stones into his hands. There are still 500 excellent grade stones and 500 excellent grade metal pieces left. He planned to exchange some of the intermediate blood essence and excellent snake meat. Add some energy stones. Zhao Qing gave the price. Excellent level stones can be exchanged for 1 unit of excellent level snake meat or 5 units of intermediate level bloodborne essence. Excellent metal pieces can be exchanged for 2 units of excellent snake meat or 10 units of intermediate blood essence. Calculating this, Zhou Yi still needs to add a lot of energy stones to exchange for this batch of materials. There is no turning back when the bow is drawn. Now that Zhou Yi has decided to upgrade his base to level 3, he is ready to go all out. Just follow the price you mentioned. If there is any difference, I can use energy stones to make up for the rest. Zhao Qingkong suddenly became coy. Well, wait, that's not what I meant. Zhou Yi, so what do you mean? Zhao Qingkong, I can sell you excellent metal sheets at half price. Zhou Yi, that's great. Thank you. Zhao Qingkong, I also have conditions. Next time I encounter danger, you have to do your best to protect me. Isn't this condition too much? Zhou Yi thought for a while and asked. Did you offend someone? Zhao Qingkong, you are the one who offended someone. We are all on the same island. Who can I offend? Zhou Yi thought about it. This island is so big and it is still an isolated island. What happened on the island can be understood at a glance on the regional channel. However, Zhao Qingkong could really keep his composure and never once spoke on the regional channel. Make a fortune in silence and play it clearly. Zhou Yi agreed, which was not too much of a request. It's just to protect her. If it's too dangerous and you can't protect her, you can't blame him. Zhao Qingkong, haha, don't regret it. Zhou Yi, as long as you can trust me. Zhou Yi then spent a total of 100 pieces of excellent snake meat and 1000 intermediate blood source essences. And 400 energy stones. Collected all the materials to upgrade the base to level 3. System. It has been detected that you are qualified to upgrade the 3rd level base. Do you want to upgrade now? Zhou Yi did not hesitate. Yes. System. Please select the upgrade direction. 1. Sky Fortress. 2. Water Fortress. 3. Land Tanks. Since Zhou Yi took the floating stone, he could only choose the aerial fortress. Flying Fortress. System. The material detection is completed and the upgrade will begin now. Please wait patiently for 10 hours. When Zhou Yi was upgrading his base, Zhao Qingkong on the other side was holding a bunch of energy stones in his hands. Thanks to Zhou Yi's help, she is now qualified to upgrade the 3rd level base. But Zhao Qingkong is not in a hurry to upgrade. There was a reason why she asked Zhou Yi for help. She has a keen sense of smell as a businessman. She had a premonition that something big was going to happen on the island, so it would be in her best interest to ask Zhou Yi for help at this time. At this time, the regional channel had already exploded. The Fire Alliance was stabbed in the back by its own people like crazy. Li Yan was dumbfounded by his own people. Everyone on the island was laughing at his joke. Li Yanfei was almost furious. He knew that these people had been coerced into saying this deliberately. Just to disgust him. It happened that at this time, a group of people came to set the rhythm on the channel. To say that the Tinder Alliance is just a puddle of loose sand. The Fire Alliance did not have any credit for fighting against the Python disaster. It was all the Fire Alliance trying to put money in their own faces, but it was of no use at all. The more Li Yan looked at him, the angrier he became, and his face changed with anger. He could tell at a glance that these rhythmic people were from the Alliance of Hope. Wang Ming likes to add insult to injury the most. Li Yan shouted directly on the regional channel. Wang Ming, don't think that I don't know that you are setting the pace. If you have the guts, speak up and don't hide behind and be a coward. As soon as Li Yan provoked, Wang Ming also jumped out. Wang Ming, that's what I said, what's wrong? I can't stand your Fire Alliance taking credit from others, and trying every means to leave no one a way to survive. It's better for the Fire Alliance to disband as soon as possible. Li Yan looked at the words on the screen and was so angry that he almost vomited blood. Puff! Li Yan really vomited blood this time. Because he was angry, he accidentally caused internal injuries caused by an arrow shot by Zhou Yi. He vomited a large mouthful of blood on the sheets in front of him. A woman walked in from outside the door and patted him on the back. Master Li, are you okay? Li Yan threw her hand away. He was angry and was involved in internal injuries. Li Yan closed the light curtain in front of him. If he continued to look at it, he was afraid that he would be so angry that he would rise to the sky. Just wait until I find a way to get the energy stone. After upgrading to the 3rd level base, catch you all and throw them into the sea to feed the mosasaurs. Li Yan secretly swore that when he thought of that beast trainer, Li Yan was so angry that his teeth itched. I have suffered losses at his hands several times, and this revenge must be avenged. After he upgraded the base first, the first person to take revenge was the animal trainer. When Li Yan was sulking, a system prompt flashed out from the corner. System announcement. Area 851, player Zhou Yi completed the third level base upgrade for the first time, and the reward has been distributed. System reminder. The top 10 players in the area who complete the base upgrade will receive special rewards. Everyone is asked to upgrade as soon as possible. After seeing this news, Li Yan was dumbfounded on the spot. I almost fainted from anger. Zhou Yi happened to be on his list of suspects. Now Zhou Yi leads everyone in upgrading the third level base. Everything is solved. The person he is looking for is Zhou Yi. Unexpectedly, Zhou Yi would have a showdown. At first, he had been puzzled. He has so many direct descendants of the Li group helping him, and his starting point is much higher than others, so why does he always suffer defeat at the hands of an unknown person? Li Yan suddenly understood the cause and effect. Zhou Yi first set a fire in the snake's nest and took a batch of loot from the snake's nest to seize the opportunity, leading to a wave of huge obesity. Then I met him again in that primitive tribe, beat the shit out of him, and fled in panic. Taking advantage of the situation, he also took away the energy stone that should have fallen into Li Yan's hands, and then took advantage of the situation to upgrade the base to the third level. This guy calculated every step accurately and walked ahead of him. Squeeze him to death. These should all be his opportunities. Puff. Li Yan was furious and sprayed out another mouthful of old blood. Zhou Yi was standing in his base at this time. His base has been shaking and roaring since just now. The surroundings have been undergoing earth-shaking changes, and it was only just now that it gradually became quiet. Then a system prompt rang in his ears. System announcement. Area 851. Player Zhou Yi completed the third level base upgrade for the first time, and the reward has been distributed. To be honest, Zhou Yi was speechless. Because the moment the system announcement rang, he was exposed. Now Li Yan even thinks about his butt. He also knew that the person he had been looking for was Zhou Yi. So what if you guessed it? Zhou Yi has grown up now. Just a Li Yan, don't take it to heart at all. The transformation of the third level base was completed. Zhou Yi first looked around. It was discovered that the entire base had been expanded several times, covering an area of more than 200 square meters. Not only has the area been expanded, but the height has also been increased, and the interior is divided into upper and lower floors. The first floor is divided into several areas: planting area, storage area, living room, rest area. There are windows in every area, but they are not glass windows. No glass could withstand the force of a slap from a beast in prehistoric times. It is a hole divided into grids. Sunlight can seep in from outside and natural ventilation can be provided. The second floor is the driver's cab, several bedrooms and bathrooms, which have their own ventilation system and lights. Resting and driving are on the second floor, and the usual activity area is mainly on the first floor. Only the driver's area has a window because you always need visibility when driving. Zhou Yi felt that this was somewhat of a hidden danger. Except for this, Zhou Yi thinks everything else is perfect. Even the gate of the base is made of metal and excellent grade stone, which is very strong. It makes people feel at ease when they live there. Moreover, the shell of the third level base can be continuously strengthened. Now it is assembled from excellent grade metal and excellent grade stone. When perfect metal becomes available in the future, you can continue to upgrade the outer shell of this base, including weapon systems. They can also be improved and upgraded. The current level 3 base has just been upgraded, and Zhou Yi did not carry any external weapons on the surface of the base. Its current uses are only for liftoff and residential use. If you want to cross the sea to the opposite continent, you must carry at least one large external weapon, used to defend against sneak attacks by birds in the sky. Zhou Yi walked around inside and outside the base. After looking around, he returned to the first floor. There is also a huge supply box here. The surface of the box is light gold, which is different from the brown-green color that Zhou Yi was rewarded by the system last time. I don't know if it's a privilege only for first place. Zhou Yi opened the supply box, and the dazzling pile of things almost dazzled Zhou Yi's eyes. First of all, there are a lot of food here. Wheat, rice, flour and oil, vegetable seeds, fruit seeds, and even dry bread in packaging bags. Boxes of mineral water in barrels, 5 liters per barrel, 50 barrels in total. Definitely enough to drink for half a year. In addition to these, it also comes with seasoning packets: chili millet, pepper, chicken essence, a box of soy sauce, a box of dark soy sauce, a box of vinegar, garlic, ginger seeds and so on. Looking at these things, I feel full of life. Coupled with the excellent snake meat in the second dimension backpack, it's no problem to eat stir fries and mix meat and vegetables. When Zhou Yi was in the army, he always ate food cooked by the cooking team. I can do it easily myself. But there is no comparison with a professional chef. In any case, with these, at least in a short period of time you will not have to worry about eating and drinking. In addition to food, there are also useful things. Tempered glass X2. Special siege crossbow X2. Tempered glass can be directly used to replace the original ordinary glass in the cab on the second floor. In this way, the only hidden danger Zhou Yi was worried about was gone. Everything can only be described as perfect. But I don't know about the load-bearing performance of tempered glass. Tempered glass also has its pros and cons. For prehistoric giants, the force of a slap could often reach several tons. Once struck, impact force of tens of tons is common. Zhou Yi wouldn't worry if it was blocked by a piece of glass, not even by a piece of steel plate. So, Zhou Yi specifically searched on the World Channel, glass. A row of glass suddenly popped up below. It seems that glass can also be bought in this world. From the most ordinary glass. High-grade bulletproof glass has a bearing capacity of about 500 to 1000 kilograms. Tempered glass is an excellent grade glass with a bearing capacity of between 5000 kilograms and 8000 kilograms. Don't rely on reality, everything should be based on the book. It seems that what the system provides is indeed a good thing. With the load-bearing capacity of tempered glass, it is absolutely no problem to withstand the attack of ordinary birds. Unless it encounters a particularly powerful raptor, there is a risk of being crushed. But there is also a closing spring on the window. If you encounter a ferocious raptor that likes to attack windows, you can urgently close all the exterior windows and turn the base into a huge iron and stone box. In that case, the disadvantage is that you can't see the outside situation clearly at all, and you need to drive by feeling. The 2 siege crossbows are external weapons provided by the system and can be used for attacks. It also comes with 10 crossbow arrows and a crossbow arrow production scroll. Without crossbow arrows, you can buy materials to make them yourself and expand ammunition. In addition, there are 50 energy stones provided by the system. It provides power for the initial flight of the Sky Fortress and needs to be replenished later. This time the system supply box provided very kind things. It can be said that it was an unexpected surprise. The total contents of this supply box alone can be exchanged for 3 secondary bases. Zhou Yi didn't pay much attention to these so-called system rankings before. I don't want to compete for the so-called ranking. But after this upgrade, Zhou Yi found that it was still necessary to fight for the ranking. The system rewards the 1st and 5th place. It's really different. Who would do anything that does no good? Everyone is going for the benefits. Zhou Yi decided that if there was a chance in the future, he would try his best to compete for anything. Several messages popped up in front of Zhou Yi's eyes. Zheng Pengfei, Brother Zhou, have you been promoted to the 3rd level base? Haha, congratulations, now the good days of that boy Li Yan are over. Xiao Yu, Brother Zhou, congratulations. I'll treat you to a piece of pie, naughty pie trading application. Zhao Qingkong, you are so fast, no one in the whole district is as fast as you. Cover your mouth and laugh. Wang Ming, Brother Zhou, I didn't expect you to be so fast. Congratulations, how about we work together to destroy the Fire Alliance as soon as possible? Zhou Yi first took the meat pie that Xiao Yu had traded, held it in his hand, and took a bite. The mouth is filled with the aroma of meat and oil. One book satisfies. Then he replied to Xiao Yu, thank you for the pancakes. Xiao Yu will come to your brother Zhou's house to play when he is free. Xiao Yu, well, I will go when I have time. Zhou Yi saw Xiao Yu's shy look in front of his eyes, looking at the piles of condiments piled up in the storage area. What if Xiao Yu lived here in the future and cooked for himself every day? That's not the fragrant rice and meat and vegetable stir fries every day. Every day is a magical day. Zhou Yi put such thoughts aside for the time being, he couldn't fall down so quickly. Although his brother thought so, he still didn't know what Xiao Yu thought. I will ask Xiao Yu for her opinion more in the future. Zhou Yi replied to Zheng Pengfei, asking him to collect materials as soon as possible and complete the base upgrade as soon as possible. Because of the early upgrade, the system provides really many good things. Zhou Yi himself will also support Zheng Pengfei. Now he regards Zheng Pengfei as one of his own. There is absolutely no harm in developing your own people's power. Then he replied to Zhao Qingkong with an expression, smile. Wang Ming's meaning is a bit ambiguous. This person is probably jealous. Zhou Yi is not willing to cooperate with such people. But the Fire Extinguishing Alliance still has to put it out. So Zhou Yi also gave him a perfunctory sentence. It doesn't matter, I will take action. Then Zhou Yi planned to go to the cab on the second floor while eating meat pie. The area on the first floor became larger. The mistress ran back and forth on the first floor, jumping up and down for fun. When she got tired, she ate lettuce and bracken leaves and had a great time. The space of more than 200 square meters is enough for the mistress to do a lot of work. Zhou Yi saw that it used to stay in the cave and was suffocated by the small space, but now it can finally be happy. I didn't bother it and just let it go crazy. When it grows a little bigger, until it reaches 5 or 6 meters, it probably won't be able to stay any longer. Then the only option is to put it outside. After Zhou Yi arrived on the second floor, he directly replaced the cab glass with tempered glass. Simultaneously install the 2 siege crossbows on the mounting bays. The base provides a total of 5 locations for mounting weapons. Zhou Yi chose to go one after the other. The front is used as a deterrent, and the rear is used to prevent rear-end collisions. At the same time, Zhou Yi felt that the number of crossbow arrows was too small. So after loading 10 large crossbow arrows into the magazine, I went back and bought 20 large crossbow arrows. Put it in the storage area for later use. It's not that Zhou Yi doesn't want to buy more, but these large siege crossbows require the use of high-quality wood and excellent-grade metal sheets. The price is high, and Zhou Yi can't buy too much for the time being. After upgrading the base, all the originally rich financial resources were wiped out. Just use it sparingly. When Li Yan learned that Zhou Yi had been promoted to the 3rd level base, he immediately wanted to die. There are energy stones in the Chigu tribe. If he wants to upgrade his base to level 3, he can only go to the Chigu tribe to grab it. But Zhou Yi first upgraded to the 3rd level base. I will definitely protect the Chigu tribe and not give him this chance. Only the 3rd level base can fight against the 3rd level base. Although the Fire Alliance is powerful now, without a 3rd level base, he cannot fight against Zhou Yi. Now it is not just a matter of confrontation. With the current feud between him and Zhou Yi will definitely find ways to seek revenge on him. Zhou Yi almost killed him last time, that arrow almost killed him. If he hadn't reacted quickly, he might have died at that time. Li Yan is panicking now. With Zhou Yi's character, he will definitely come to him for revenge. Li Yan had no choice but to seek help from the Li Group. Li Yan left the base alone and contacted someone. The founder of Li Group, Li Tianlin. He is also Li Yan's uncle. After being transported into this world together, they were not in the same area. He always believed that even if he started over, the Li family would still be able to thrive in this world. Li Tianlin. What's the matter? Li Yan. Uncle, help me. I'm in trouble in Area 851. Someone was promoted to the 3rd level base before me and is still holding my neck. I'm in a critical situation now. Li Tianlin. Where are our Li Group people? Didn't they help you? Li Yan. Help. I also have a lot of power in District 851, but this kid is always ahead of me. He is always one step ahead of me. Luck is never on my nephew's side. Uncle, you must help me. This person is planning to destroy our direct descendants of the Li family. Li Tianlin. How brave. How dare you despise our Li family. Li Tianlin immediately traded several things to Li Yan. After Li Yan received the things, his eyes started to light up. They were all things he had never seen on the market. Especially when his uncle stuffed a gun into him. He didn't know how his uncle got this thing. But with the gun, will he be afraid of Zhou Yi again? Li Yan put the things away excitedly and kept saying thanks. Finally, Li Yan revealed an important news to Li Tianlin. Their island produces energy stones. This news attracted Li Tianlin's great attention. They had no information on the isolated island, and they didn't know how outrageous the competition for energy stones outside was. Li Tianlin said to Li Yan. This island must be controlled by our Li group. No one is allowed to get involved. Li Yan, uncle, don't worry, after I eliminate Zhou Yi, the remaining people will be killed if they don't submit. I will definitely send the energy stone to the group. Li Tianlin. Okay, then the chat ended. Zhou Yi searched several times on the world channel. Finally found freezer making scroll. Zhou Yi did not hesitate to spend a lot of money to buy freezer making scroll. This thing is actually a refrigerator. The premise is that the base needs to be upgraded to level 3 before a refrigerator can be made. Finally, he no longer has to stuff so much meat into his dimensional backpack. He also has a refrigerator, so he can stock up on more excellent beast meat. Take it out and cook it anytime you want to eat. After Zhou Yi successfully made the refrigerator, he first placed the refrigerator near the kitchen area on the first floor. Then he put all the excellent snake meat in the backpack. Look, it's getting late too. After picking up the catch from the beach, I went to bed on the second floor first. Zhou Yi slept until daybreak before getting up. He had not slept so soundly for a long time. It feels great to sleep in a level 3 base without having to worry about any danger. Now on this island, except for the Deinosuchus that climbed out of its territory. If you come to attack him, no creature should be able to threaten you. Zhou Yi first sold yesterday's catch, and harvested about 3 tons of fish yesterday. After everything is sold out, there was a large sea fish that looked like a grouper left, which he put into the pot and made himself a pot of fresh fish soup. Paired with 2 berries and a small piece of smoked snake meat for breakfast, it tastes very delicious. Cece, a huge black python suddenly swam to the table and spit out snake messages into the fish soup in the pot. Xiaohei also wants to eat fish. I'll get you 2 pieces. Zhou Yi used a large pot and a spoon to scoop out 2 particularly fat pieces of fish. He added MSG, salt and cooking wine to the fish to remove the fishy smell. It smelled very fragrant and probably brought out the glutton in the little black belly. Xiaohei opened his mouth wide and swallowed 2 pieces of fish meat. Xiaohei has now grown to nearly 10 meters in size. Zhou Yi has been giving him cell division medicine, so Xiaohei has grown very quickly. In the blink of an eye, it was already a huge beast. But its courage is still pitiful. Except for Zhou Yi, who is not afraid, other beasts are afraid when they see it. The mistress thinks this big black python is timid and playful, and often bullies it at home. Xiaohei, who is 10 meters long, is full after eating 2 pieces of fish. Because Zhou Yi has to feed it 3 times a day, it is not like other snakes that eat 1 meal for more than 10 days. Eat 3 meals a day, even if you eat less, you can ensure that it is not hungry. Xiaohei, who had finished eating the fish, did not go back to wrap up his crescent sickle today. Instead, he wrapped it around Zhou Yi and kept stretching his snake letter. What's wrong, Xiaohei? Zhou Yi patted Xiaohei's head and felt that it was a little abnormal today. Cece, silk, Xiaohei kept spitting out the snake message, which seemed to be conveying some signal. Zhou Yi opened his animal trainer panel and found that Xiaohei's status changed too. Titaboa, youth loyalty. 85, current status, needs to shed its skin. It turns out that Xiaohei needs to have his skin peeled off. Snakes will look for a safe place to shed their skin. Zhou Yi has seen on a TV show before that snakes usually find a cave and shed their skin in the cave. What Xiaohei probably means is that he needs to find a place to shed his skin. For Xiaohei, the safest place may be the virgin forest, because that is where he was born. Zhou Yi opened the door on the first floor of the base and patted Xiaohei on the head. Go ahead and be obedient. Xiaohei seemed to understand, and swam out with his huge snake body. The big head turned to look at Zhou Yi, who had raised it, nodded and left with some reluctance. Zhou Yi felt that it might take a long time for Xiaohei to come back. He couldn't tell for sure, it was just an inexplicable feeling he had. Since Xiaohei is going, he can't stop it. It will always come back in the future. Xiaohei is gone, and Xiaosan has no one to bully in the base. It's very boring to be alone. Zhou Yi opened the door and let him have fun on the rock cliff outside. Zhou Yi has almost explored the entire island. There are no adult dinosaurs, only large beasts. There was almost no threat to Xiaosan, so he could safely let Xiaosan go crazy on her own. After the planting area on the first floor was re-expanded, the excellent soil was a bit insufficient. Now he has a pile of vegetable and fruit seeds in his hand. If you plant them and then sell them, these fresh fruits and vegetables will definitely fetch a lot of money. Zhou Yi spread all the 30 kilograms of excellent grade soil he had collected before, but it was still not covered. So Zhou Yi found Chen Yi again. He remembered that this girl liked sweet fruits. No contact for a while. I don't know if she's tired of the berries I gave her last time. Zhou Yi called her. Exist. After a while, Chen Yi's reply came belatedly. Well, what, Zhou Yi? I have fresh and delicious berries here, do you want to try them? Chen Yi. No, thank you. The berries are delicious. Let's eat them next time. Seeing what Chen Yi said, Zhou Yi had no choice but to stop trying to coax the children. Zhou Yi. Haha, no kidding, then I will exchange it with you for something of equal value. I want excellent soil. I can give it to you if you need it. Chen Yi. No need for anything, thank you. Zhou Yi always felt that Chen Yi's tone was a bit cold. He remembered that she was a very lively girl who was willing to do business. Otherwise Zhou Yi would not have added her as a friend. Since he was unwilling, Zhou Yi couldn't force him. Maybe he realizes the value of excellent soil and doesn't want to sell it. Zhou Yi. Okay, let's talk next time. Zhou Yi is preparing to think of other ways. If there is no excellent grade soil, he can use fine grade soil to replace it first. At this time, Chen Yi sent another word. ... Zhou Yi felt that something was wrong. I always feel that this Chen Yi seems to have something in his words. So Zhou Yi asked one more question. Did something happen? When Zhou Yi asked, Chen Yi immediately started talking and got out of hand. Chen Yi. My base has been taken over, I can't even go back home, 555. Chen Yi burst into tears and told Zhou Yi the reason. It's not that she doesn't want to sell excellent soil, but she can't continue selling it. She was very lucky when she was born. There was a small pond next to her. The soil next to the pond was very fertile, and it was all excellent soil. As soon as she was born, she could dig soil in exchange for various supplies, and she lived a very rich life as a child. Unfortunately, the good times did not last long. She was selling soil on the World Channel every day, and was soon targeted by people in the same area. After accidentally exposing the coordinates, he was touched near the base by a group of people. Knocked down the door of her base and directly occupied the base crystal. She luckily slipped out through the back door. Now I have been hiding in a cave and don't even dare to go home. If any wild beast comes in, your life will be in danger. Chen Yi didn't dare to send random messages to tell others. She knew there were many bad people in the world. The group of people who occupied her base are a perfect example. Chen Yi's performance was so bad that he directly defeated Zhou Yi's defense. Girls who have no ability to protect themselves usually fare worse in this world. Zhou Yi couldn't even help her. Both of them are not in the same area. Where can Zhou Yi go to help? He couldn't even trade things over. Chen Yi's base crystal was stolen. If Zhou Yi trades things, they will end up in her crystal base. She benefited the group of people who occupied her base. Chen Yi said that she lived alone in a cave with no food or drink. In the prehistoric era where everything was dangerous, her end could be imagined. Zhou Yi didn't intend to save her. Firstly, he didn't have the ability, and secondly, there was no need. There was no way he would take such a big risk for someone he had only talked to once or twice. Zhou Yi could only express his helplessness. Chen Yi. It's okay. I don't need you to save me. I blame myself for being stupid and accidentally exposing my position. I deserve this. I just feel uncomfortable and want to vent. But those thieves who stole my crystals can't get away with it. They came here for the excellent soil. I secretly dug up all the good soil by myself. Only I know where they buried it. They didn't know anything about it. Can't catch it, Chen Yi said angrily. Zhou Yi. Did it dig out? How much soil did you dig out in total? Chen Yi. It's only a few tons. My arms are sore from digging. How many tons of excellent grade soil? Excellent grade soil is sold by the pound. Zhou Yi inquired from Zhao Qingkong. Excellent grade soil is also a scarce resource with a price but no market. If someone is willing to give a pound of excellent grade soil, she is willing to exchange for 10 pieces of excellent grade metal. Some people are even willing to exchange energy stones for it. What is the concept of several tons of excellent soil? Zhou Yi suddenly felt that this risk seemed worth taking. So Zhou Yi asked with the attitude of giving it a try. Chen Yi, which district are you in? Chen Yi didn't seem to expect Zhou Yi to ask this, so he subconsciously replied. Me, Area 850, District 850, arid, hot, and endless sea of sand. If Zhou Yi came to District 850, he would definitely feel that this place is a desert. In some cool underground cave, a girl of 17 or 18 years old, who was also wearing cool clothes, was sitting on a piece of chrome pebbles with her hands on her knees. On the clean face, there are 2 lines of tears that have not yet dried. Her name is Chen Yi. Originally, we had a start that would be envied by 99% of the players who came here. As a result, her good hand was beaten to pieces. Someone stole the base crystal. Tianyu had a bad start. There is no food or drink in this somewhat cold underground cave. It was just cold, and she didn't even have the courage to go outside and bask in the sun. She was afraid that if she showed her head, those people would appear nearby and ask her for the location where the remaining excellent grade soil was buried. She doesn't blame anyone, she only blames herself for being stupid and naive. I didn't regard this place as a cruel world, so I easily believed in others. In the end, I ended up in this situation. There isn't even a single relative here, and she can't find anyone to cry to. I can only swallow my tears silently. The last person who had given her a lot of berries happened to send her a message at this time. At first she could pretend nothing happened and chat with the other party normally. After all, this is her own business and has nothing to do with anyone else. But the other party happened to ask her accidentally if something happened. This is a big deal. The tight string in Chen Yi's heart suddenly broke. Emotions immediately exploded, flooding like a scourge, breaking down and crying. After venting his emotions, Chen Yi planned to end the chat and find himself a cooler place, almost ready to be buried. Chen Yi stood up and looked around. There are round and smooth stones here, not even sand or anything. Forget it, it's all buried anyway. It makes no difference whether you bury it with soil or with stones. Chen Yi suddenly froze at his feet. She suddenly thought of a question. Why did Zhou Yi specifically ask which district he was in? What does this have to do with him? Chen Yi seemed to have thought of something. She just revealed that she had buried several tons of excellent grade soil. Did he want to get these tons of soil? Tisk, is it such a coincidence? What if he is thousands of miles away from me? Chen Yi didn't believe everything was such a coincidence, but she still subconsciously opened the light screen and took a look. Looking forward to the other party's next reply. After seeing the words, 850 district, Zhou Yi couldn't hold himself any longer. Could it be that these tons of excellent soil were given to me by God? Chen Yi is in Area 850, he is in Area 851. The areas where the 2 people are located are close to each other. If we don't take a risk, wouldn't we be very sorry for these tons of excellent soil? Moreover, Zhou Yi had planned to go to the opposite continent to find adult dinosaurs. I went to rescue Chen Yi and happened to go along the way without delaying the matter at all. Zhou Yi, I'm in Area 851. Do you have a map in your hand? When Chen Yi saw the words, I am in Area 851. An unbelievable feeling came out of her heart, making her instantly believe that this world was blessed by gods. When Zhou Yi asked her if she had a map, Chen Yi immediately replied, yes. She had bought a map before, but the worst part was that it was in her base and she didn't take it with her. However, she could roughly recall where she was on the map. Because she would often pull out the map when she had nothing to do, and she remembered very clearly what Area 850 looked like. The light screen quickly flashed again, and Zhou Yi sent another message. Is there any sea around Area 850? Chen Yi, there is a sea. And there is a small island in the sea nearby. I can tell you my approximate location. Zhou Yi is basically sure. Area 850, where Chen Yi is located, is the continent facing him across the sea. Zhou Yi, I'm on that island. Chen Yi was so excited that his heart almost jumped out of his chest. What does it mean to survive after a close call? However, she soon became worried again. Then we are separated by a sea. How are you going to get here? Chen Yi became nervous again. She finally grabbed a life-saving straw, but found that the root of the straw was broken and could not save her. Who knows, family members. Zhou Yi, it's okay, I'll fly over. Chen Yi, fly over here. How are you going to fly? Zhou Yi, fly over with the basin people. Chen Yi thought Zhou Yi was making fun of her for fun. How can the base fly? She suddenly thought of a possibility. She had heard that you could fly from a level 3 base. But I have never seen it, I just heard about it. Does this person mean that his base has been upgraded to level 3? Chen Yi was a little unbelievable. Isn't that a base that only boss level figures can have? In their 850 area, she had only heard that the boss of the Shajia gang owned a 3rd level base. The leaders of the Shajia gang are used to being domineering in District 850. They are definitely the most powerful group. Since Zhou Yi owns a 3rd level base alone, he should be able to compare with such people. There must be a big boss on their island, right? Chen Yi thought a lot for a while. Then I immediately sent a message. You must save me before I can tell you the location of the excellent soil. Chen Yi is no longer stupid this time. You've already been stupid once, if you do it again, you might as well die stupidly. Zhou Yi, this is natural. This is my plan. Can you stick to it for a while? Chen Yi has nothing to eat or drink now, but it should be okay to endure hunger for 2 days, so Chen Yi replied. I can. Zhou Yi, okay. Then just hold on and wait for me to come over. After saying that, Zhou Yi closed the chat window. Chen Yi stood up from the ground. This time, her heart was no longer broken, nor was she filled with the torment of waiting for death. Instead, she was filled with hope of life. She still has a chance to live. Her eyes brightened, looking at the dark cave. She will try her best to get through these difficult days. It would be great if we could find a source of water in such a cool underground cave. Chen Yi walked firmly towards the depths of the gloomy underground cave. After hanging up the chat, Zhou Yi glanced at the regional chat channel, but there was nothing going on. In the past 2 days, as he took the lead in being promoted to the 3rd level base, both alliances have become much more stable. Since Zhou Yi wants to find Chen Yi, he can't delay it very late. If you go late, maybe Chen Yi will die. The only thing Zhou Yi is worried about on the island now is the Chigu tribe's energy stone. If he left, it would be over for the Fire Alliance to sneak attack the Chigu tribe. Zhou Yi sent a message to Zheng Pengfei and asked him to help him keep an eye on the Fire Alliance. Once the Fire Alliance is going to attack the Chigu tribe, notify him immediately. Zheng Pengfei gave him an affirmative answer. The Chigu tribe was funded by Zhou Yi with a batch of metal materials, and he also deployed a large number of trebuchets and watchtowers around the tribe, which were not that easy to deal with. If Li Yan still thinks that the Chigu tribe is a soft persimmon that can be manipulated at will, he will probably suffer a big loss if he goes there. After Zhou Yi felt that he was okay for the time being, he came to the cab, controlled the base and started to take off. The level 3 base made a loud, rumbling sound. Then near the surrounding stone cliffs, a large amount of gravel began to roll down into the sea. With the roar, the base took off like a huge spaceship. After lifting off 30 meters, Zhou Yi controlled the steering wheel and flew towards the continent across the ocean. The 3rd level base is more than 200 square meters, and it flies in the air like a flying saucer. The goal is huge. It is easy to attract the attention of birds flying in the sky. Soon, a group of vultures were attracted and circled around the 3rd level base. These vultures don't understand what this is. I didn't dare to come forward immediately if I could eat it. While circling, it emitted a high-pitched chirp. Zhou Yi saw that these vultures did not attack, but just wandered around. So he didn't attack them and let them fly nearby, which could also provide him with cover. So Zhou Yi flew all the way over the sea, escorted by a group of vultures. Ouch! Finally, a vulture couldn't bear it any longer. It was really hungry. Such a big prey is right in front of you. How can it resist the temptation? So he immediately spread his wings and pounced ferociously. Dwang! The vulture hit its head on the shell of the base. The base was fine, but the vulture's mouth was smashed. Ouch! After one vulture started to attack, the remaining vultures started to attack like crazy dogs one by one. Dong dong dong! The sound of impact came from the outer skin of the base. These prehistoric vultures are not only larger in size, but also have strong impact force after flapping their wings. Although it won't break the shell of the base, it's scary to sit inside and just listen to the noise. If I don't give you some color, do you still think I'm easy to bully? Zhou Yi activated the attack button. A siege drone fired a huge arrow with a boom. These siege minions were used to break down cities in ancient times. Great power. Each arrow is more than 3 meters long. Use a hemp rope as thick as an adult's arm to tighten it, and pop it out under the force of the machine. It is more lethal than sniper rifle bullets at short range. Woo! A vulture let out a mournful cry and fell down with sprays of blood all over its body. Plop! Fell into the sea. The moment the vulture fell into the sea, a huge ichthyosaur emerged from the sea, opening its sharp mouth, revealing its full set of fangs. He swallowed the vulture's body in one gulp, then swam back into the deep sea and disappeared. The other vultures discovered that this big guy had such powerful attack power, and they were so frightened that they turned around and flew away. Zhou Yi glanced at the sea below. The waves on the sea are still churning, showing that it was not calm just now. It seems that it is indeed right not to take the sea route. I would rather go to heaven than go to the sea. There is no difference between crossing the sea and dying. Those guys in the sea may not be able to withstand even a third-level base. After the troublesome vulture left, Zhou Yi successfully flew across the sea. Officially arrived at Area 850. Looking down from the sky, Zhou Yi was surprised, because Area 850 is actually a desert. Moreover, Area 850 is obviously much larger than Area 851. On the endless desert, a few green trees and cacti stand alone. Zhou Yi used the compass to roughly judge the direction according to the position mentioned by Chen Yi, and flew forward. By the way, I searched the ground for adult dinosaurs. Zhou Yi originally planned to fly there all the way. But his idea was too naive. Not long after flying, he accidentally stepped into the territory of a group of pterosaurs. These air overlords are very domineering and do not allow anything else to appear in their territory. A large group of pterosaurs flapped their wings and began to attack Zhou Yi. Zhou Yi is not willing to fight. There are many of you, so be patient for a moment and then drive the base to turn around and fly away. But this group of pterosaurs has been chasing after them, and the flying speed of the third-level base is still a little slower than that of the pterosaurs. Zhou Yi observed for a moment and found that this was Pteranodon, a certain family of pterosaurs, with a sharp mouth like a drum. Precisely because there are no teeth. When they eat, they pierce their prey with their sharp beaks and then swallow them alive. Very ferocious. The Pteranodon's mouth was very sharp, and when it hit the shell of the base, it made a terrifying impact sound of dong dong dong. Much more powerful than a vulture. The third-level base was staggered by the impact of these monsters. Zhou Yi controlled the siege arrows on the tail fins to attack them, while quickly escaping. Along the way, 2 pterodons were directly shot to death by siege crossbows. I scared these nasty beasts and birds. They don't dare to chase too closely. After a lot of effort, Zhou Yi finally got rid of their pursuit. Zhou Yi landed the base in an uninhabited desert area. After confirming that no pterosaurs were paying attention around him, he breathed a sigh of relief. The situation is a bit unexpected. It seems that it is impossible to fly all the way there. These pterosaurs in the sky have a strong sense of territory, and they will be attacked wildly once they break in. Pteranodon is not the most powerful one. Zhou Yi didn't know if there was a function pterosaur in this unfamiliar area. If it really encounters the function pterosaur, it will probably crash directly. Without understanding the distribution of pterosaurs in the sky in Area 850. Don't fly in the sky rashly. Zhou Yi decided to change his route and ran all the way from the ground. Zhou Yi first sent a message to Chen Yi to confirm the exact location with her. According to Chen Yi, there is a small oasis near her. There is a lake around. After confirming the direction, Zhou Yi roughly estimated that it was about 50 kilometers from where he was currently to Chen Yi. Their entire island is only a dozen kilometers long in length. You can see how big the Area 850 is. However, this is not a problem for the energetic mistress. Zhou Yi first packed enough meat and water in his dimensional backpack. There are also Shaoxin's food, berries, compass, sleeping bag, armor, Macedonian spear, and bayonet. Since we want to advance from the ground, the base can only stop here first. Zhou Yi took away the base crystal and then controlled the base to sink into the soft desert. This way you don't have to worry about the base being stolen. After marking the vicinity, patted the mistress, big head. Shaosan, 50 kilometers is not a problem for you, right? The mistress roared with excitement and jumped twice on the spot. 50 kilometers is nothing to it. With a strong force on his waist, he jumped out, leaving a huge footprint in the desert. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.